Hey Kieran. Hope you've been well. Let's see all these lovely OCs.
Stacy Cars, it's going down.
It's a
jolly day. Would you like to try our peach mango pie or the side of all of your original characters? Because if you do, then let's go ahead and get started.
Kieran 97 stretch, Kieran 97 stretch, Kieran 97 stretch.
Hi! Hey everyone! Oh my goodness! Welcome in! Welcome in! Welcome in! Hope you guys are all doing good today. Thank you guys so much for stopping by. Psycho Reaper, congratulations on being first. Oh my god, you literally beat Kiro. We tried to coordinate it so that he could make it first, but he lost. So you actually won out of all of your merit. Welcome in, Psycho Reaper. Oh my god, Kiro style, hi! KK, welcome in. Von Reto, hello. CV, hi, hey. Allan, welcome in. Kieran, welcome in. And hello, Moo. Hi, Timbit. Hello, Aru. Hello, Henrik. Hi, Cress. Welcome in, Lyra. Hello, Hakase. Welcome in, Leon. Hello, Luke. Welcome in, Blue Moss. Hello, Andrew. Welcome in, Slimothy. Hello, Haru. Rainvelt, thank you so much for stopping by. Misaki, welcome in. Slimothy, thank you so much for 11 months in the Superstar Sub Club. I really appreciate your support. Yule, welcome in. Ryugan, thank you so much for 20 months in the Superstar Sub Club. Thank you. Bear, thank you so much for the raid. CB, hi, Gay. And Bear, welcome in. And everyone else, I'm so sorry if I missed your names. Hello, make sure you redeem your hi, hey, so I can say hi. Welcome in, everyone. Hi. You can say hi now.
Hi.
Hi, Scythe. Hi, Lord Azria. Welcome. Hello, Ryugen. Thank you guys so much for stopping by today. Hello, Angora. Today we have a very special stream that I'm super excited to share with you guys because this is all because of you guys. Hi, Suzu. Hi, Snowy Teal. Hi, Deikuchu. Oh my god, everyone that submitted is here. I'm so happy to see you all.
Yay.
Hold on. I'm frozen in time. You're frozen too. What? Huh? What? Is it gone? Lamau. No, anytime we get the first dote of the stream, it does that. But Hero, what do we have here today? What does the screen say?
We are looking at your original characters that you submitted.
And that really is yours because we did not have enough time for either me or Kiro to get our OCs up. So it's literally all of your
This is what a superstar looks like.
OCs. So thank you guys so much for not only being here today, but for also sharing your characters with us. Our form got over 50 submissions, which is absolutely crazy. So I'm really grateful that so many people were so interested in sharing their characters with us, and I'm really excited to show them on stream with you all. Yes, it's gonna be a fun time. I really hope that we can all have fun together. Absolutely enjoyed the last showcase. Yes, the last time that we did this was how long ago, Kiro?
Like over a year?
It was 2 years, actually.
Really?
We did not do one together in 2024.
Maybe it's because I do my own ones like every 6 months or so, so I forget when we did ours together.
So obviously, I have Kiro here with me because Kiro is not only my best friend, but he also is a really big fan of original characters and seeing other people's creativity. And we started this stream together, and I thought it would only be right to bring him back for this one, especially because the reason, obviously, why I wanted to have it this week is because this is a special week. This is my birthday week, and I wanted to celebrate not just me, but also you guys too. So, yes, thank you all for, thank you to Kiro for being here, and thank you guys as well for all of your hard work. So many people not only submitted, but so many people have so much extensive lore and so much like a lot of the submissions, you'll see that a lot of them have had these characters ever since like high school, and it becomes a personal thing because it's not just a character. It's almost like it's a part of you guys, right? And I'm excited to get to learn more about you guys through your characters. And yeah, the best part is that Kiro does not know any of what's going to go on today. I have made sure that he is not prepared for anything. So it's going to be a good time. But before we get started, I do want to go over some house rules with everyone. So, these are our general house rules for everyone here, whether or not you submitted a character. Some people were wondering what this stream is. Is this like a smash or pass? Is this like a tier list sort of stream? This is not that. This stream is it's only a celebration of everyone's creativity. So this is not the place to like, send any bad vibes, to critique or judge in any sort of like negative way or anything like that. A lot of people here have this is a really vulnerable experience. A lot of people were saying that they're really shy or scared to share these characters because some people have never shared their OCs before. And I wanted this to be a safe space for people to feel comfortable to share that creativity. And I think it'd be really awesome because for me, making this PowerPoint, I personally was like super inspired reading everyone's stories. And I hope that you guys seeing everyone else's OCs can inspire you to work on your OCs or to, be creative in general. If you guys have a personal project, I did ask, if there's a personal project that you guys are working on. Some people were saying that they wanted to eventually, make a webcomic or an animation and things like that. And I hope that showing off your characters to everyone here motivates you to get to work on your projects as well. So let's be kind and let's be respectful. If you guys want to spread the love, we have the Kieran 97 light sticks. Anyone is welcome to use it as long as you guys are following. You guys do not need to be subscribed. So if you guys, want to show some support to the people that are sharing their characters, can we go ahead and just see the light sticks? Can you guys show me the Kieran 97 light sticks, please?
Let's get some light sticks.
Yeah.
In the house.
Oh my God, it sounds like we're at a concert.
Woo!
Everyone, let's go see those light sticks. There we go. See, isn't that awesome? And I'm sure that if the person that submits their characters sees all those light sticks and all that support, they're gonna feel so special. And I would really appreciate it if we keep that energy up and make everyone feel beloved here. Hi, Gay, welcome in. That being said, like I said, we have not only over 40 plus, we have exactly 50 entries. So for the sake of the stream's length, as well as the presentation space here, I'm using Canva if it's not obvious. Not all the artwork is going to be shown on stream, and the information that you guys have submitted, a lot of people wrote a lot of extensive lore. Unfortunately, it had to be condensed down a little bit to make sure that, we don't go over time because there's a lot that we're going to be going through. So I do want to apologize in advance if any characters are accidentally not fully represented accurately. If I cut off anything important, or if I mispronounce anything, I really tried my best to make sure everything works out. So I'm really sorry about that if anything like that happens. And I hope that you guys can understand. Of course, I put on the form to keep your art submissions safe for work. And I put parentheses, shirtless characters are okay, but no explicit sexual imagery. And lo and behold, of course, for this space, of course, a good majority of the characters here may or may not have some fan service-like artwork, aka you're gonna see some shirtless men. So here's your general content warning, some stuff that may occur. You're gonna see a lot of male booba. Some sensitive topics may also occur too, so hi Lasty, thank you so much for 21 months, I appreciate it.
Kieran 97 blankies, Kieran 97 blankies, Kieran 97 blankies.
We listen and we don't judge. But yes, also, sensitive topics may occur, so I tried to be very respectful to your guys' stories, and a lot of people may or may not touch upon some topics that can be a little bit sensitive, things concerning like death or violence and things like that. So just be warned that stories like that may occur. Obviously, these are all fictional characters, so Whatever happens in fiction stays in fiction. And then, things like blood and other sort of graphic imagery may be present as well in the artworks as well. So please be warned about that. And then a little disclaimer that I didn't include in the PowerPoint. For those of you that are regulars here in our community, you guys know that this is an 18 plus audience space. I did go ahead and just vet everyone that submitted to, just to check everyone's submissions and whatnot. And I did notice that we did have some entries from users that are under the age of 18, and to respect the space rules, I decided to not include any submissions from anyone under the age of 18. So if you guys are watching the stream, and you guys don't see your character, I'm really, really, really sorry. I'm really grateful that you guys were enthusiastic about sharing your characters, but this is an 18 plus space. A lot of the characters are going to have adult themes and topics, and I do ask that you guys find another space that might be a little bit more all ages friendly. So yes, of course, everyone here is an adult, right? Or else.
I guess you just have to wait until we do this stream again 2 years again from now.
No. I promise that I do want the next one to be this year. And I'm sure that so many people here would love to have another one and would love to have you back with me, Kiro.
I would love to. I always enjoy doing these with you.
Awesome. So that is it for the house rules. Does everyone understand? Are we all going to be kind and respectful to each other? You all say, yes, Kieran. Yes, Kiro. No problem. And if there's any alerts that happen during the stream, I will make sure to check them out as well. So do not worry about if you guys want to resub, you guys can. But anyways, next up, I did want to go over the submission rules. So if you guys entered your OCs, you guys already read them, hopefully. Can I be disrespectful to my own character? Sure, if it's your own, why not? But if it's not your own, then I'm gonna ask that you don't, because I don't know if you guys are friends or not, and I don't want to make things awkward.
And that also goes for people that may have different usernames here and on Twitter, because
you
start making fun of your own character and we don't know it's you. Then
I tried my best. I tried my best to vet, so I do include both the Twitch and the Twitter usernames. But
okay.
So yes, I did want to go over the submission rules. So whether or not you submitted, this was something that I thought was very important to myself. I know it's a lot of text, but it's there for a reason. So rule number 1, obviously no AI allowed. Boo, 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 stinky AI, poo, poo, nasty garbage, poo, poo, poo. No AI allowed. So no AI art, no AI text, no generated text, no references or any assets. No AI. We hate AI here. AI is gross, AI is disgusting, we don't need it. You guys can be creative, and you guys will see. Everyone here has either commissioned an artist or is their own artist. We have entries where people have hand-drawn their characters on paper. And you are more than welcome to do that. So if these people can do that, if these people can create their characters and share them, then you have, there's no excuse. You don't need to use AI. We don't need it here. Thankfully, no one did submit any AI in their submissions. At least I hope no one did, because they did credit their artists, and I did also vet background check their artists as well. Opposite Lightstick 97. Will there be a VOD? Yes. If you guys are not able to make it through the whole stream, this VOD will be archived on YouTube as well. And I'll go over the second point really soon. Keep your submission details and images safe for work. Shirtless characters are okay, but no explicitly sexual content. A lot of you people really read that parentheses.
I think they read it as, please send your shirtless characters for Kieran.
Hey, I'm not gonna complain, but I just need to make sure I cannot show any, I can't show any here on twitch.tv/Atelier Kieran, so...
we can use the light sticks in chat, but we don't want to see any light sticks, you know what I mean?
Oh, the light stick to represent, if you guys ever read Yaoi? Rule number 3. 1 character per person. It's okay if you guys mention other characters in your OC's backstory. That's totally fine. It's mostly just because we have 40 plus submissions, we can't go over like one person's 5 OCs and then the next person, right? So you guys all did that. Check. This one, a lot of these rules I just steal from Kiro. The next rule says, OCs of any kind.
I just did mine like 2 weeks ago. 2-3 weeks ago?
Yeah, I literally stalked your Twitter and I like pulled up the tweet and I bookmarked it and I kept the rules for myself.
Good, because I usually forget them too every time I need to make a new post, so it's useful to have on hand.
But Quoth Kiro, but also repurposed for me. OCs of any kind are accepted, including VTubers, characters created in other games like Final Fantasy, or your character makers. No one used a your character maker, but one person did use a character creator. If you guys want to, if you guys feel like, oh, I have an OC but I don't have art, check out Pick Crew. Pick Crew is a resource that you guys can use where they're basically like paper doll makers where you can create your own characters. Just make sure you read the rules for the Pick Crews and make sure that you're allowed to share them, because some people only allow for personal use. But as long as it doesn't use AI, any way that you make your characters is all good. Yes, we did have a submission that used Hero Forge, so we will check that out too. Number 5, please credit your artists and read the rules on how to name your art files when uploading. We are going to go over that next because that was very, very, very important. And the last one for the submissions. This was optional because I like doing this. If you guys wanted voice lines for your OC, I did record MP3 files that everyone is welcome to download after the stream for personal use. So about less than 40 of the submissions requested voice lines. So I, in one sitting for the past 4 hours, recorded all 40 characters. So I did my best.
You're the GOAT.
If I was not able to accurately capture your character, I really, really, really do apologize. If the quality is kind of scuffed, I'm really, really, really sorry. Yeah, I have a lot of water and I have tea with me right now.
Hero, welcome in. Hello, hello.
Oh my god, Hero! Hi! Welcome in, Hero! I'm giving you a big huggy. And welcome in, Hakase. Yes, yes, yes. I'm so happy that all the friends are here. I'm so happy that everyone's here. Thank you guys for showing up.
Everyone is here.
That being said, you guys are welcome to download the files. But please, please, please promise me that you guys will not use the audio that I am giving you in commercial projects, aka, don't use the audio and then suddenly make a game and sell it. And also, please do not use my audio to feed AI. That's a whole different discussion, but please, 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 I know that you guys will respect me and not use it for nefarious purposes. If you guys really want to hear me voice your OCs, we will have another stream, and I love bringing original characters to life. Obviously, the whole point of this stream is because I want to help bring your guys' projects to life, and I want you guys to feel that little moment of oh my god, that's my character, right? Hi, Fate, welcome in. But yes. So I will go ahead and give the link to the Google Drive at the end of the stream. If anyone needs to leave early and they need to, and they want the link to the Google Drive, go ahead and send me a message on Twitter or Blue Sky or on the Discord server, whatever you use to find your way here. And I will go ahead and send you the link afterwards. Yeah, boo AI, boo! I love how everyone's just saying boo AI 5 minutes after we talked about that point.
Boo.
Stinky. All right. So this was a very, very important point that I wanted to go over with everyone. A good majority of the submissions did follow this format. Boo AI, boo AI. So for everyone that did submit their OCs into the form, there was a section where if you guys wanted to share art, you guys had to name your files using this following format. This format says your username _ character's name _ artist username .jpeg or PNG. The example is Atelier Kieran _ Ian _ hero style, right?
I love the part where I drew your OC Ian.
Yeah, you know nothing about Ian, huh? Welcome in, Neutral Knight. So if you guys did not properly name your files with this format, you guys may have not been able to have your entries accepted into this. So the reason this is really important is organization purposes. Because everything gets submitted into one giant Google Drive folder, and if all the files are not named properly, I have to like scour the entire folder to find everyone's files, and it gets really messy and it gets really unorganized. So this not only helps for organization purposes, this also comes from my background as a voice actor. Whenever I submit auditions for a project, they are very particular about the formatting for their files. And it can be even to the point where if you don't read the instructions on how to name the file, your audition can just get trashed and it won't even get heard. And I tried to be a little bit lenient with this. So if I knew that you were the artist, or if, you mentioned any sort of artist credits elsewhere in the form, then as long as I was able to make sure the artist actually existed, like I looked them up on either Twitter or Blue Sky or DeviantArt or whatever, and as long as I was able to identify who drew the illustration, then your submission made it. But there are a few people that did not follow the instructions, and I could not find who the artist was, and I don't have time to go out of my way to look things up, right? So if your submission is not on the stream, I'm really, really, really sorry, but next time you're more than welcome to submit again, but please read the instructions carefully.
And that goes for like a lot of places in life too. Like,
yes.
I've sat on like scholarship committees or like job application committees, and it's like if you get a large volume of things, the first sweep you do is anyone who didn't read the instructions is in the trash, unfortunately, because it's a lot of stuff to go through. And if people don't even take the first step, then sometimes it's like, well, we should respect the people that did. So next time, make sure to double check the rules if you did not.
And it's a two-way street, because it's like, we have spent so much time preparing all this, and we would really appreciate it if you guys could respect the rules that we laid out, because they're there for a reason, right? And I was a little bit more lenient this time around because it's been a while since we've had a sort of stream like this. But I am going to ask everyone kindly that the next time we do this, to please follow the instructions correctly. And if you guys have any questions or anything like that, you're always welcome to let me know. A lot of people also asked if their submissions made it through, because there were some issues getting it started. I was more than happy to let everyone know if their submission made it through or if they needed to resubmit. And if I noticed that they did not name their files correctly, I notified you guys. But yeah, I'm so sorry that I had to spend time going over that point, but this was something that was really important to me personally. And I hope that you guys can understand that and respect that. For future reference, even if I'm the artist, yes, even if you are the artist, it's really helpful for organization purposes. I knew that you were the artist for yours, so I still included your stuff. But yes, so if we're all on the same page for that, I would really appreciate it for the next time, because I would love for the next one to be soon. But yeah, that's pretty much it for all the rules. I'm sorry to bore you guys, but that was something that I just really wanted to make really clear before we get into it. But now that we have it all settled, are we ready to meet some original characters? Can we get some light sticks? Can we get some anticipation? Some excitement? That's the closest thing I have to like a drum beat.
Okay.
The vine boom.
Also, can I say I like how you have like snacks on the slideshow?
Yeah, so I made this on Canva, and this like PowerPoint is supposed to be K-pop themed apparently, because the snacks behind me. Let me hide myself, and let me hide you guys for a second. It's supposed to be tteokbokki. So yes, are we ready for the first submission? I know that they are here in chat, so everyone, let's get some light sticks, because the first submission is from Neutral Knight HD, who's sharing their OC Pharaoh Slivon with us. Here, do you want to introduce the project and the world that Neutral Knight has created.
Sure. Yes. So Thera came from their second D&D campaign, where they played a fighter for the first time in a modern world before magic came in. Before long, he was just training for his setup matches until he discovered that his fighting gloves were magical, and he could knock a sandbag out of its chain with ease from the strength of his Earth Genesee lineage he gained from his ancestor. Neutral Knight's first D&D character from their previous campaign. There are also sketches similar to Neutral Knight's first D&D character, so art is part of his ancestry as well as a gift to see the future to sense danger.
All right. Yeah, can we get an audio level check? Does Kiro need to be turned up? Kiro, can you say something again?
Hello, everyone. Can
you
hear
guys
me?
hear him better?
Hello, hello.
There is Sylvan. Got it. I'm so sorry about that. Just a smidge? Okay, wait, Kiro, let me just put you back at max volume. Say hi, Kiro.
Hi, Kiro. Do
Is
you
that
hear
better?
me?
Are we evenly leveled?
Hello, hello.
It's okay now? Okay. I'm so sorry. Can you read the project and world again, please?
Yes. Thera came from their second D&D campaign, where they played a fighter for the first time in a modern world before magic came in. Before long, he was just training for his setup matches until he discovered that his fighting gloves were magical and he could knock a sandbag out of its chain with ease from the strength of his Earth Genesee lineage he gained from his ancestor, Neutral Knight's first D&D character, from their previous campaign. There are also sketches similar to Neutral Knight's first D&D character, so art is part of his ancestry as well as the gift to see into the future to sense danger.
All right, and for the backstory and lore, Pharaoh was once a normal guy who was the champion MMA fighter in Chicago. He would always train so he could keep his title. On his free time, he would practice sketching because he loved the arts. After suddenly becoming half-Earth Genesee and saving the world from a disaster event in the D&D campaign, he decided to step down from MMA fighting and take a well-deserved break after saving his world from an accident his party caused that brought magic back into the world. Later on, he would sketch the creatures he encountered on his journey to remind him of the best times he had when fighting danger head-on. He kept the weapons he gained so that he could be ready for another greater threat that comes his way. Soon after he settled down and found a partner, Neutral Knight's persona, they decided to go on a new adventure, and with them in a new world, the Neutral Kingdom of Zenithra. Neutral Knight, thank you so much for sharing Pharaoh with us. Let me go ahead and hide our model so you guys can take a better look at the artwork. This was so cool. I wanted to add this cute little chibi in the middle to contrast because obviously he's got like a strong body build, but he can still be cute too. So I really loved this. Thank you so much for sharing your OC with us. We also do have an audio clip, so let me go ahead and mute the music and let's listen together to what I recorded.
You're not just fighting me. You're fighting the mountain. You brought fists? Well, I brought a landslide. I am the ground you fall on!
All right, was everyone able to hear the audio fine? Did it need to be turned up or are we all good level-wise?
You did such a good job.
Awesome, awesome. Cool, thank you so much, Neutral Knight. It is time to go into the next entry.
Wait, before we go.
Oh, yes.
I just want to say, I'm such a sucker for Sleepless Hood, MMA fighter,
yeah.
nose bandage, like brown hair. Excellent taste.
Thank you so much. Oh, that was awesome. That was awesome. Thank you so much, Neutral. All right, would you like to introduce the next OC?
Gladly. So our next OC is Henrik, and he comes to us from Henrik VT.
Henrik, thank you so much for sharing Henrik with us.
Yes.
So, who is this character? Henrik is an interdimensional bunny idol VTuber who comes from a pocket dimension, as well as their own original character that they made back in 2018.
So Henrik was born into a pocket dimension with his parents who are both half human and half rabbit. He grew up with his two cat helpers, bass and treble, as well as his best friend Jalen. All of them decide to make an idol duo and tour all the dimensions to unite it into one. A few years ago, and both Henrik and Jalen performed their first concert ever with the help of bass treble and their manager Tyrell Crane, who showed his true colors later on that night. As Henrik is preparing for the tour, he notices that Jalen and Tyrell haven't returned, so Henrik tries to check in on them. As Henrik approaches the hallway where their green room is, he notices a red glow from the room and peeks into the room to see Jalen knocked out and dragged into a red portal, his manager just standing there doing nothing. He then notices the same glow of the portal in Crane's hands. Henrik ran away as far as he could with bass and treble from the venue, and as they ran, Henrik thought about his fans, his feline friends, and his best friend. All of a sudden, a portal opened up, but it was a different color, orange, so familiar and comforting. He ran straight through the portal and came to a stop. As he looks at his cats, he smiles and hugs them closely and takes a few steps forward to see where they ended up. But as soon as he took his last step, everything became blurry. A loud thud is heard as Henrik knocks out from the running. He can hear his cats plead and beg Henrik to get up, but their voices are muffled. Suddenly, a white-haired man approaches them with a lantern rushing towards the trio. Henrik sees a necklace on the man as it all fades to black.
All right, so let's go ahead and hear the audio that I did for Henrik. Mind you, a lot of people submitted their VTuber personas. Thank you so much for letting me voice your VTuber persona. I tried not to give an impression of your voice. I just tried to base it off what I see from the design. So, Henrik, if I do not sound like you, I am so sorry.
Hey there. My name's Henrik, your favorite bunny boy idol. It's a pleasure to meet ya. Hope we can get along. The small cats? Oh, you mean my two adorably cute and fluffy friends? Look at them. Aren't they the cutest? Their names are Bass and Treble, and they help me out whenever I do a concert. Jalen, my dear friend, I'll find you. I promise you, no matter what, I'll stop Crane from whatever he's planning to hurt the dimensions. You can count on it.
All right, Henrik, thank you so much for sharing your persona with us, and thank you for letting me voice him. I hope you enjoyed. And let's go ahead and take a quick look at the artwork. Let's hide our models really fast.
Yeah, thanks for sharing, Henrik. I think one of my favorite things about your design is the gradient in your hair. I think that looks really nice.
Yeah, and I'm so happy to see everyone sharing all their favorite aspects about the design and the artworks as well. And I really just love seeing that sort of positivity here. So once again, Henrik, thank you so much for sharing with us. Thank you. All right, next up, we have Cassian, created by Jellyb 009405538.
Cassian is an OC in a grouped universe with Jellyb and their friends.
So I love this. A lot of people submitted OCs that are just, whether it's roleplay or just like shared worlds that people make with their friends. I think that's so cool. And it's just really, really, really cute. So for Cassian's backstory, Cassian's a beach bum gym bro himbo. Say that 10 times fast. He likes being at the beach, swimming, flirting with both girls and guys, as respectfully as possible. We love to see that. And working out. He's around 20 to 23 years old. They can't decide yet. His personality is like a golden retriever with how friendly he is. But he does know he is attractive and likes to tease a little bit. Grade A himbo. That's awesome. Let's go ahead and hear the Cassian voice clip.
Sup? The name's Cassian. I'm your local beach bum, gym bro, himbo. Try saying that 10 times fast, huh? So, would you care to work out or go on a swim together with me? Oh, that's not really your thing, huh? Well, if you're feeling tired, want me to carry you? I'm just kidding.
I love the people. So you were able to request your own lines if you wanted. And Jelly specifically asked, can he just flirt? Can he just flirt? Can he like, maybe try to suggest like, resting on him. And I was like, he's a golden retriever, so he's gonna flirt, but he's gonna be a little bit awkward about it. He's gonna try playing it off, right? Kenny just for a wise choice. But yeah, I know your OC is so cool. And I love this. I'm not even gonna hide it. I'm also like this too. Whenever I commission an artist that I know draws really good bodies, I will ask for both a shirt version and a shirtless version. So I respect that you also requested that from Mochiro's. I see you. I'm with you there.
You got to take advantage of what they can draw well, right? You know.
But he's such a golden ray of sunshine. Thank you so much for sharing Cassian with us.
I love his smile here. It's just so confident but cheerful.
Yeah, I don't think it comes off as sleazy at all. I think he just comes off as like a really like a golden retriever-y. Like he just likes smiling, right? I'm an appreciator of text. I'm sure Cassian would enjoy it. All right. Who is up next, Kiro?
Next up, we have Vonte coming to us from Yoshiko VT.
All right, so Yoshiko was very kind, and they were so excited to see that the OC stream was coming back, and it made me feel really happy to hear that because we didn't get to do this last year, and it means a lot to me to know that, you know, there are people out there that are really appreciating these streams. So I'm so happy to see that you submitted Vonte. And the project says that in the illustration, it shows two characters. They both belong to Yoshiko. Vonte specifically, our redheaded friend. He is a moth demon from hell. And he is an OC for a Has-Been Hotel roleplay that Yoshiko's writing with a friend. If you guys know Has-Been Hotel, obviously the story takes place in hell.
He's a very eloquent, soft-spoken, and elegant guy who had a hard time in hell. He died in the late 1800s, was a chemist, and did a lot of cruel things. But in hell, he was the one who was mistreated. He now wants revenge. He's also taking care of a woman he loves very much, who has barricaded herself in a hidden laboratory so she can continue her research in hell.
Now let's go ahead and hear what Mr. Vonte has to say to his beloved.
I'm home, my light. Did you miss me?
I really wanted to see, I wanted to try and make him a little bit more male wifey when it comes to his wife. Like he can be, you know, very, he has the backstory, right? Of doing all these cruel things, but the first sentence literally says he's eloquent, soft-spoken, and elegant. And I hope that was able to come through with his love for his wife. So Yoshiko, thank you so much for sharing Vonte with us. I really love his outfit specifically. I love a good ruffle. I love a good puffy sleeve. I think he looks so cool. And I love how a lot of people are pointing out the feathers. The feathers, right? That's such a cool little element.
I like how I look at his design and I can immediately tell, like, elegant moth demon. That's like the first thing that comes to mind. I can immediately tell that right off the bat. I think that's fantastic for a character design.
This is so awesome. Thank you so much for sharing Vonte with us, Yoshiko. Again, can we get some light sticks as we introduce our next character? Next up, we have Koishi, created by Tetris Citadel on Twitch, aka LeaMitch5102 on Twitter.
Koishi is a rock-type Pokemon gym leader OC they roleplay as for fun. They want to make a rock-type trainer that was based on Zen rock gardens, though they're currently having trouble with portraying that in the design. The image on the right was his original design, the middle is his beach summer theme, and the left is his new updated design.
So in regards to his story, after inheriting his late father's gym, Koishi moves from his home of Hoenn to the Unova region to run it. He learns to adapt to his new life as a gym leader in a new region, opened up his closed-off heart to befriending his peers and gym trainers, and improving his battling skills to honor his father's legacy. His personality is a little overall introverted, calm, reserved, stoic, and very shy. In the heat of battle, he gets more energetic and passionate. I love that from a design standpoint, he looks like he would be very strong and very intimidating, but then you read that he's actually introverted and shy, right? I think that's such a cute contrast. I love that so much. Yeah, it's Gap Moe. It's Gap Moe. And I tried to portray that. So let's go ahead and hear the voice clips.
Okay, Agron, use Stone Edge! Congratulations, trainer. You've bested me. Let's take a moment to reflect, shall we?
So I do think that's a really cool personality trait. Someone that's a little bit more shy when they're talking just person to person, but when they're in like a battle, they get a little bit more heated and they're able to open up a little bit more. I think this is such a very diverse character, and I think you have designed him very well. I don't think you need to feel lost about his design. I think he comes off as someone that could be intimidating and strong, but he's still very, if you look at his facial expressions, he's still very reserved, right?
I really like that updated design on the left, especially. And I know you said that you had trouble conveying the whole like Zen rock art thing, but I think you nailed it. It's got like the earthy colors. It has like the Japanese motifs. It has like the Pokemon emblem stuff. You can see that he's like a strong guy. Like he looks very handsome. I think you nailed it.
I really love like the Hakama style shorts. Let me go ahead and hide our models really fast. It's almost like, you guys know like the Hakama pants, but they're like cut into shorts. And I think that really fits the Zen Garden motif.
And the Pokemon theme.
Yeah, Koishi's really awesome. I really hope that you enjoyed the voice clip, and thank you so much for sharing him with us.
Thank you for your submission.
All right. Next up.
Next, we have Finn Aries, coming to us from Finn Aries 4.
So Finn's character comes from an original Gundam fan setting. All the scientists in the world have grown increasingly frustrated with the world's leaders, allowing the planet to become polluted and ignoring science. They began a dissident movement to use their expertise to create arcs that would carry all members into space to create a new home on Mars. Operation Exodus was a success. While some craft were lost, many launched to start their brave new world. The main story begins a number of decades later. Humans have now colonized Mars successfully, and the capital is on Olympus Mons. Meanwhile, back on Earth, the world's 6 largest population centers are encased in domes to keep clean air in and pollutants out. Those with the means to live there, and those without live in poor conditions, at the mercy of the world's harsh environment.
Finn is a soldier in the recently established Mobile Suit Corps. He's 23 and was born and grew up on Mars, so he only knows of Earth from the stories he has been told of by his parents and older members of the military. He's a loyal soldier. He sees Mars as a paradise and has been raised to believe the people on Earth need to be liberated. He attended military school, worked hard, and graduated from being cadet to a fully fledged officer. However, when he became an officer, he was augmented both in his physical body as well as his personality to make him competitive and loyal. All knowledge of his modifications are removed after he receives them. All he knows is that he's headed to Earth to make things right. The corrupt government must fall, and people must be free. Climbing into his trusty mobile suit, Gundam Aries, you bet he'll be petitioning to have an I added to that, even though the Japanese spelling would be the exact same way. Either way, he launches in a carrier ship for Earth alongside his squad.
Yeah, as you guys can see, Finn Aries' name is Aries, like the constellation or like the zodiac sign, but Gundam Aries is like Aries, Ares, like the god. So that was a really cute and funny little thing going on there. Let's go ahead and hear the voice clip that we have.
Finn Aries, Gundam Aries, launching! So, this is Earth? Not quite the cesspool they painted, so I guess we gotta go hunt for the rot. You think you can beat me? Well, guess again, because I'm Finn Aries!
Hi, Amoeba, welcome in. I really love that a lot of people have made original characters to like series that they love. Like we have Gundam, we have Has Been Hotel, we have Pokemon. I think it's so cool that a lot of people want to be creative in the things that they love. You know, you don't necessarily need to have your own original story because not everyone has the time or the mental capacity to do that, right? So being able to have fun with a setting that you love, and for Finn specifically, like they take Gundam and they say that they take the groundwork that it lays down and then make their own story from that. So that's really cool too. I love seeing that sort of creativity.
Yeah, do what makes you happy. And that being said, we love Finn in this house.
Yes, Finn, thank you so much for sharing your persona and your character with us. I really appreciate it.
Yeah, I think that was the first time I've heard your full story and lore, and I love hearing all the like details and things that you put into it. So please keep it up. Keep going.
And this goes for everyone here that submitted. Thank you so much for sharing all this. And as well, again, you can tell that these are extensions of the people that have made these characters, right? And I think it's so cool. And thank you for being vulnerable enough to share that with us. So next up, oh, who's this handsome fellow we have here? We have Noo-Noo Omo, submitted to us by Noo-Noo VT.
He is an original character. After playing so many games and having his OCs derived from them, he really wants to have an OC purely based off of what he likes in a character design and his own preferences.
Backstory-wise, Noo-Noo is an innkeeper of an inn/library that is stuck between worlds with visitors who come in and out. Always willing to help and lend a shoulder for his visitors and friends, he spends a lot of time trying to understand himself and find his reason for existing and being stuck in this space in between worlds. Let's go ahead and hide our model so we can look at the art. Now, Noo-Noo is a beloved member of our community. And of course, as you guys can see, has a very beefy model. I really love the artwork from Y. Y is just an artist that I really like. So I love all of them, but I really like the Y one the most.
They all look really good. I love the contrast between like, you know, scholarly, but also like built like a mountain kind of thing. I love that.
I want to have coffee with him. Yeah, he does. He looks very friendly and just very like someone that you can sit with a cup of coffee with. I believe this is also your VTuber persona design. So if you're streaming, awesome. I know that you do YouTube content for sure, because you do YouTube content on Pop Mart and Labubu's, Hero's favorite thing ever. So please make sure, if any VTubers are showing up, check them out as well, especially if you love their art. Show them some support. And yeah, thank you so much for sharing with us, Noo-Noo.
Yeah, thanks for sharing. I love the scarf. I'm such a sucker for scarves and sleeveless outfits.
I love the salt and pepper hair. I love a good black and white hair. You have a really good design.
Love it.
All right, next up.
Thanks for sharing. Next up, we have Quinland, created by Keiichi, and or also known as Kira Hanabi.
So Quinland came from a side quest of being a mod for the artist Katama K. KK is a mod for a lot of people, including like Allegra and apparently Katama K. Hilariously enough, after watching his art and original characters evolve for a while, they sent him a color palette and asked him to design a quote-unquote charismatic asshole cat boy, parentheses, because God knows that's KK's type. And he did.
While the majority of Quinland's backstory is rather fluid, the main details are that he's an accountant by day and a quote-unquote accountant by night, because nobody asks you questions when you say you're an accountant. He lives on spite and energy drinks, enjoys spicy food, and hates cold weather. He's a bit rough around the edges, a frequently sarcastic hothead, and refuses to be polite for the sake of niceties. That duty is left to Altair, his minor nature god partner. Despite Quinlan never admitting they're even boyfriends, everyone knows they may as well be common law married.
I think Katama really captured your prompt charismatic asshole catboy very well. He looks like such a little shit. And you know I mean that in the like lovingest way. Like the personality, the facial expression really shows his personality. The crop top, the little like G-string thong, there's so much in this design. I love it. I love it. I love it. And we have a voice clip for him as well.
Hey, you told me these were minor audit findings, not an ongoing concern. Altair, did you bring home more plants?
I really hope you enjoyed that, KK. He just looks so fun. I saw the art and I was like, I'm gonna have so much fun reading the lines for this.
I just love the color palette so much. It really jumps out at you. Even like the coloring style looks like very neon. It's like a little bit fluorescent. Very, very suitable for his character.
Oh, I just noticed. If you look at his shoes, he's got like open-toed boots and he's got painted toenails. Like
that's a look. That is a look.
The sheer brat. It's literally brat. He is literally. What a fun character design. Thank you so much for sharing him with us.
Thank you.
All right. We've got a lovely friend here. Everyone, please, let's get some light sticks in for Psycho, the persona for Psycho Reaper 115.
Psycho Reaper says, I've always wondered what kind of character I would imagine myself to be. Since we're in a modern age, the suit works well with the setting instead of a robe. Having a yellow trench coat and a yellow fedora was inspired by Particio in Octopath Traveler 2. You can also say the blindfold is inspired by Nier Automata, although he started wearing the blindfold because it was in Final Fantasy XIV. And to be honest, he was inspired to have an OC because of us.
Oh
me
my God.
And Kieran, and all the other streamers that he's met over the years. He says, I find great comfort to have such a character to represent me.
So lore-wise, Psycho, Trader of Souls, is an entity that may have been created in the beginning of time. He can travel many different worlds. His goal? He's just here to make trades or bargains. Many wish to trade with him because he can give the person what they want. With a price, of course. And the price is? Anything, really. But primarily, Psycho wants souls. Even wanting something so grand requires a hefty amount of souls. Or a specific soul that he wants. People can make offers, deals, or bargains, and they will become binding. Trying to break a deal or a contract can mean your soul. Or maybe worse. Whatever the case may be, do not mess with such an entity. Psycho is still a mystery to us all. What does he gain from having souls? Why does he trade with any? For his pleasure? For wickedness? Maybe the other two may explain their reason. Is that us? Are we supposed to be the other two? Now, let's go ahead and hear the voice clip that I recorded for Psycho.
Wanna make a deal?
Sai, your character has grown so much since you last submitted. I think what's so fun and fascinating is that you have a Reaper character, but he has this like bombastic, strong yellow color palette. Like he's not just like your typical like I am the Grim Reaper, right? Like he's fun. Like I think that's why when I tried to record the line, I thought like, ooh, fun mafia boss, right?
I really love that we've had the honor of seeing your character grow since his creation too. Like starting off as like, you know, your PNG tuber, your skeleton Grim Reaper, and then your Final Fantasy 14 character with the blindfold, and then watching you experience Octopath Traveler 2 and liking Particio and like Gregory Edgeworth from Ace Attorney Investigations, and then creating your character and then building on his story more over the years and then coming up with more and more as you went along. It's been a real pleasure to witness. So thank you for letting us be privy to that.
Let's go ahead and look at the artwork. I'm going to hide our models really fast. You have commissioned some really awesome artworks, and I love it. It's also the way that you went for the yellow, but the fire that you're using is like purple. It has a really complementary color palette. It looks really awesome. This is such a fun character. I'm so happy that you've evolved him into what he is right now.
I love seeing people getting creative and then creating their own characters and then developing them as they go along. It's such a journey.
And that's exactly why we're having this stream. So thank you so much for sharing your OC with us, Psycho. We really, really, really appreciate it. All right, ready for the next one?
Yep. Coming up next, we have Allan Mistbreaker coming to us from Allan, also known as Mistbreak Me.
Now, before I get into anything, I have to give a formal apology to Allan, because Allan was someone that I previously called out on a stream saying, hey, you need to label your files properly. Because if we look at the image on the right, it really looks like artwork, right? I thought this was a piece of artwork that they did not properly tag, and I was like, credit your artists. They were like, I put G-pose by me, and I was like, what? And I had to look really closely, and it really is a G-pose from the kid. Oh my god. I am really sorry. You did really good. And then of course you credited the artwork that you did share. Allan, the character, is from the world of Hydaelyn within Final Fantasy XIV. This is their longest written character, having existed in some form since 2015. He's been through a rewrite or two, but presently as of Dawntrail, he is their dubiously morally questionable wolfman.
Allan is a Highlander, seemingly in his mid-40s. He's a strong mercenary and a curse breaker, able to easily handle jobs involving the occult. He seems awfully friendly and personable at first, sometimes a little vain but charming, yet there is something you can't put your finger on the longer you talk to him. Something seems off. There's something strange in the look of his eyes or even the angle of his smile. His teeth seem canine-like in appearance. He's an imposing masculine figure with a level of wildness that almost seems manufactured. Strange enough, the moment he arrived in Ul'dah, rumors began to emerge of a great beast prowling the sands beneath the light of the full moon. Surely it's just a made-up tale by some drunkard adventurer, right?
Right? All right, let's go ahead and listen to the voice clip that I've recorded.
I'll send you to the seventh hell myself! I swear to the gods, if you don't get out of my way, the Void Scent will be the least of your problems. Unfortunately, I think you have mistaken me for someone with a conscience, my dear.
Wow. Wow. I have to say, I tried really hard to try to capture a character. I'm so sorry if it's not good enough, but he was so
you did
cool.
Your range, man.
Oh my gosh. I really tried to make sure that I am respecting everyone's characters, but let's go ahead and take a look at the artwork.
We can hear it in your voice, how much you're putting in to respect everyone's characters.
I'm hiding myself in shame right now.
No, come back.
But that was awesome. Thank you so much for sharing your OC with us. Is Allan also, I'm assuming, I don't know if you stream or not, but like, I'm assuming that this is like your representative like persona, right? If that's also the username that you're using online. If that is, you got a really cool persona on your hands.
Yeah, I've had the privilege of seeing Allan change over the years, from like name changes and race changes in Final Fantasy XIV, and I'm really happy to see you have really like embraced and settled on something that you really enjoy. I can tell how much you enjoy your character, and it is fantastic.
And thank you so much for sharing him with us. This was so much fun.
Thank you.
All right, next up, we've got another 14-based character. We have Neco, created by Hakase4295, otherwise known as Neco Hakase desu, in chat.
So what started out as this warrior of light in Final Fantasy XIV evolved over time as he grew more and more fond of his character, and through idle musings and jaunts through daydreams, he grew more and more as the story was fleshed out. A silly vessel for in-game adventures and yet his own being self, his life is his own and often does. Hakase wonder and muse upon what ifs and what could be's, and sometimes alongside others in this scenario or that.
So Neco runs a PI agency by day, and in between various gigs that range from finding lost pets to tracking down long-lost heiresses, or even infiltrating shady organizations. He can often be found tracking some forgotten relic or text in a long-lost library or ruins. He's particularly fond of books, and the occasional eldritch relic that he can get his hands on, and is quite the collector of ancient texts. However, running an agency takes shmoney, and he often finds himself moonlighting at this or that odd jobs in between gigs. Some of his more successful ventures involve various gravure shots, stealth missions, yes, inclusive of the occasional wet work, and perhaps more prominently, a fighting champion in a pro wrestling league, so that he has quite the formidable physique. While muscular, Neco is still lithe and supple, preferring to use submission techniques to wear his opponent down and make them submit. As such, even when fully dressed, his well-tailored outfit barely hides his prominent physique. Though he lives his life up to a certain point shrouded in mystery, the fog of a forgotten past, his proficiency with various weapons and physical skills bespeaks a multi-talented and multifaceted individual. And little wonder too, given that even in his dreaming moments, he finds his consciousness spirited away, such that he gains the opportunity to live the life of someone else, and yet somehow, like himself in another life, another place, and another time. What a fun character with extensive lore. Let's go ahead and hear the voice clip that I recorded for him.
What do I have? What do I know? Everything and yet... nothing at all. I'm not a detective. I'm merely a man with less exacting scruples than most.
So I have had the privilege of getting to become closer to Hakase in recent days. And he is a very, very fun and eloquent individual, but has also commissioned so much amazing artwork of his character. So I'm really happy to get to show him off on stream here today. And yeah, thank you so much for sharing him with me.
And Hakase always has such a eloquent way with words.
Yes.
Whenever describing his musings, his characters, his ideas, his stories. And it's always such a pleasure to read every time. And you can tell the joy he has in everything when it comes to his character. You can feel it coming through your screen. His writing, his story, his characters, everything, his art. It's amazing. It's really something to behold. And I'm really, really glad that we got the pleasure of getting to see him.
Let me go ahead and hide us so that we can look at the artwork a little bit better. And if you guys check out Hakase4295, you might see Neco's other jobs illustrated. AKA, he's a very, very sexy MMA fighter character. But anyways, thank you so much for sharing him with us. Oh, another Friends character. Who do we have here?
This is Sethos, created by Crescentia Fortuna.
Oh my god, thank you so much for catching that, because I just realized in our document it's wrong. So, this is Caress's OC Sethos. He is a character from their project Deathblight, which is a multimedia project consisting of comics, art, and games made by Cress, who does the artwork, and her husband, Wolfenstall, who does all the writing. Obviously, you can see he's very big and beefy, but what is his story, Kiro?
Sethos and Sophia are a duo whose task is to either get rid of special targets that would be hard to eliminate for the regular demon hunters, or rescue said demon hunters who end up captured on their missions. They were creations of Kerathos, the god of death, and are at their core demons themselves, though given the appearance of humans, Kemono Mimi count as human. as not to scare the mortals and blend in better. Sethos is a little older since he was created first, but Sophia was done shortly after because this is nice, but what if I do the same just as a girl? Sethos is very kind, caring, and supportive. If you tell him about your likes or dislikes, he'll remember and make sure that you're comfy. He also likes pole dancing, though he does it preferably when no one watches. This contrasts with his sister Sophia, who could be a bit bratty and selfish. She loves to tease her Sethos and use his kindness to make him run errands for her. At the core, both trust each other deeply despite the sibling shenanigans. Sethos' role in combat is as a support only, meaning he actually stays far away from any fight, as his job is coordinating the mission. Do you know how agent movies tend to have the guy behind the screen that tells the agent what to do and where to go, and while he himself hacks into the security? That's what Sethos does, just in a more magical based way, while his sister Sophia is the agent doing the mission.
I think that's such a fun detail in that, like, yes, he's strong and beefy, but yet he's actually not taking part in any of the action. Like, he is the man, but he's like the Futaba from Persona 5. I love it navigator.
When the appearance contrasts what you might expect.
It's such a fun character, like, quirk.
Not to mention that Cress's art is amazing. Like, Cress has such a good grasp on anatomy and like dynamic angles and different like ways to draw character interactions and backgrounds and color and character design and everything. Like, it's amazing every time I get to see Cress on my timeline.
Thank you so much for sharing your OC with me. I have a voice clip, so let's go ahead and hear it.
Oh, Sophia, please stop. Everyone is staring our way already. Do we have to do that in public?
He's so shy. That is referring to the popsicle, because obviously, big hot beefy boy with popsicle. But anyways, if you guys like Cress's art, make sure you follow them if you are over the age of 18. But you guys need to be 18 or older if you're watching my stream, or else. Thank you for sharing your OC with us.
Go follow them. Go look at all their art.
Thank you.
Go commission them. Thank you.
All right. Next up, we have a D&D character. This is Eleazar Albertus de Aragon, also known as Eli. So this was created by Robbie for short.
This is Robbie's first D&D character. He's a Kalashtar divination wizard with psychic abilities, and the character model was created in HeroForge.com.
Yeah, so some people were mentioning Hero Forge, and I learned what it is from Robbie. It is a website where you can go ahead and make your own D&D characters. As you guys can see here, Robbie has also provided Eleazar's character sheet as well, so you guys can go ahead and check out what his stats are over there. But for his backstory, Eleazar is the fourth and final child in line for the throne of the House de Aragon, ruled by Queen Joanna and King John II from their seat in the Castellan Rock, a small nation in Crimea. He is a curious and eloquent student of magic with ample knowledge of the arcane. His noble background has taught him to value and prioritize a lavish lifestyle, though he sometimes secretly enjoys the customs of the common folk. He does know Waffle House, which is canon in their universe.
Love it.
Despite his noble birth, he does not place himself above other folk, who always appreciate his kindness and generosity. He's a member of the Servi Umbra, a guild in the city of Umbrin, committed to serving justice for cases in which the justice system, the Lex Adjudico Guild, leaves victims without closure or means of restitution. The leader of the Lex Adjudico, or at least a duplicate of him, staged a coup d'etat alongside the religious power of the city, the Sisterhood of Silence, for the seat of the Imperator, which Eli and his party has successfully stopped. Robbie also says, #ALAB, all Lex are bastards. After instating the new Imperatics in the city of Umbrin, she gave Eli and his party collective ownership of an island many miles away from the city, earning him the title of Baron, or Baro, the Baron of Rexfall. Currently, his friends set out on an adventure to the north, where he stayed behind to teach magic to the new Imperatrix and further investigate the assassination of the previous Imperator, her grandfather. What a fun character. I have always been so interested in D&D, and I think it's so Cool. I'm assuming that a lot of the groundwork is laid out by the actual D&D universe and that like Robbie has tweaked this character into his own thing. But I just think that is so awesome. Oh, and
Kieran 97 blank is Kieran 97 blank is Hey Kieran and Kiro. I didn't realize this stream was happening until now. Wish I could have submitted something Matara 10 despair.
Bonnie, thank you so much for 26 months in the Superstar Sub Club. I am so sorry that you were not able to submit this time around, but we will have another one soon. Thank you so much for being here today. Kiro, do you have any experience with D&D at all?
I have passing familiarity, but I've never done it myself.
Yeah, no, I'm definitely even more interested now after seeing this character, and some other people have also shared their D&D characters too, but I did record voice lines, and I have to say I had a lot of fun doing this character. He may or may not have a British accent in your game, but I gave him a British accent for fun.
Nobody is looting his estate! Martinius was my friend. And you will show him that respect. You have 5 seconds to bring her back to life before I liquefy your fucking brain! Hey, hotel expenses are paid for. Also, I worked on the marketing for your tournament merch. Fear the beak! Have fun!
I had so much fun with this character.
I can tell that you had a lot of fun with that. He seems like such a fun character.
That second line was so fun.
I love the idea that in their universe he could actually tell people to meet him in the Waffle House parking lot and duke it out.
I see, that's the thing I love is that because when I think D&D, of course, I have a very bastardized view of D&D. I just think like, if not British, like transatlantic, like Lord of the Rings-esque, right? Like everything's so like old school, like Middle Ages-y or whatever aesthetically in my head. But then you have Waffle House.
I love that. Plus, it's such a good vehicle for letting people be creative.
This is so awesome. Thank you so much for sharing him with us, Robbie.
Thank you, Robbie.
All right, next up.
Next up, we have Milo Dear coming to us from 7th L3.
So in 7th's project, Thriea is a world full of living beings, but there's a new species called Falmen. Falmen are a hybrid of humans and animals. Thriea you can think of as like Zootopia, but the Falmen live alongside other humans. It's a modern world with a complicated system. Do Falmen have the ability to transform into humans or animals? No, they don't have that in this world. Did dragons actually exist, but went extinct? Or were they never real? What about gods or guardians? Only a certain few with a certain knowledge may know.
Milo Dear's father left him when Milo was 8 after he got divorced. His mother got cancer after the divorce and Milo was at the age of 12, she passed away. Due to this, he was bullied in school for not having parents. After 3 years of being bullied, Milo had enough and wanted to end his life, but it was also the start of his new life's beginning. Just before he was going to commit suicide, he accidentally went into a cafe and met the cafe shop owner, his non-blood related sister. She guided and chatted with him, and she even offered him a job at the cafe too. Time passes and Milo's getting better and happier. At the age of 22, he got adopted by his sister's parents. Now he's one of the owners of the cafe.
I'm happy that his story was able to turn for the better. Let me go ahead and hide our models because 7th did 2 of the artworks themselves, and then we have another artwork in the middle as well. But he looks like such a sweet guy, and I love the cute little tiger form.
What a fantastically unique and recognizable design. Like,
right?
There's so many elements of it that you can look at immediately and recognize the character without being overly complicated. And I think that's perfect character design, very succinct.
He looks like he would give such great hugs. You guys love the fangs, the tiger chibi. Yeah, this is such a really cute design. Oh, I have a voice clip. Oh my god, wait. That's right, I do things.
Welcome. Hope you will have a nice day after taking my drinks.
All right, his artist is here too. I'm assuming that is Sevi, right? Seventh Sevi. If this is your OC, thank you so much for sharing him with us. He is so cute. We love the mascot. We love him. He looks big and beefy. You guys know we love big and beefy here. Yep.
What
awesome.
a great character.
Yes, thank you so much for sharing him with us. Can we get some more light sticks for Sevi, please? Let's give them a warm welcome for being new here. Yes, thank you. All right. Next up, we have Cameron, who is the OC for Trace Makovich.
Trace's setting is a simple world with magic and science coexisting as harmony. Cameron lives in a medium-sized island country where many cultures thrive.
So his full name is Camus Ronan Avalon, but he's called Cameron for short. He lived a fairly decent childhood until an accident happened that badly damaged his body. With his father's support and with the help of others, Cameron manages to live through his life, mechanically. As you guys can see here, he has like mechanical limbs. His personality is a mellow young man who feels inadequate about himself to the rest of the world. He prefers to be simple and quiet most of the time since he feels that he doesn't amount to anything due to his low self-esteem and worth. For now, he's working for a delivery company themed around cats. They hire just about anyone, unless you're below 18. Diligent to his work, although he doesn't seem to be happy and always looks in bad condition. Oh, I want to give him a hug. Contrast, the previous character looked like he would give big hugs. I want to give Cameron a big hug. Let's go ahead and listen to the voice clip. Yeah, sorry.
Oh, yes. No, go ahead. Let's listen to the voice.
Yeah.
I'm sorry if I can't be a better person. Do you think life gets better?
I know I said that, but I want to cry.
This character sheet is so fun.
Yes.
There's so many different little details on it that show off not just the character and his personality, but also like just the aesthetics, the motif, like different expressions, like the different details about the robot arm. You did a really great job with this, Trace.
Trace is always very detailed when it comes to their character sheets. And you guys, if you guys want to see the full character sheet, you guys can check out Trace Makovich, I believe primarily on Blue Sky. But because there's a lot of detail on this that we can't really read because it's so small, but it's really awesome. I really feel for this character. I really hope that he can have a happy ending. But thank you so much for sharing him with us. Let's give a light stick to show some hugs for him. I don't think I have a hug emote. So if you have any hug emotes or light sticks, let's go ahead and give Cameron some love.
Like, look at the little kitty hat and like the robot arm details and like his expression, little eye bags and stuff, the box, the logo. There's just so much to digest here.
Aww.
I love it.
All right, are we ready for the next character?
Yep. This is Brooke Flores, created by Mermaid Princess Lyra.
All right, so this is Lyra's OC. And Lyra wants to let us know that this story that Lyra's been working on has been ever since early in their high school days. I think that's a common theme here, and I love that people share that. So once upon a time, there were humans and there were Fae. They used to live in harmony until one day, the leader of the Fae, the Omnipotent One, vanished without a trace. The Fae blamed the humans for this, and in retaliation, the humans banished the Fae. The Fae now walk among humans in disguise. An old prophecy states that an act of true love between a human and a Fae will return the Omnipotent One to this world. Love between a human and a Fae is forbidden, and so this has been long forgotten. Due to this forgotten prophecy, the Fae participate in dangerous duels against each other. It is said that if a Fae wins enough duels, they will be granted a wish so powerful It will revive the Omnipotent One.
Brook is a human. He was transferred to Northgate All-Boys Academy after his father had passed. His father attended the academy and was close friends with the vice principal when they were students. Brook just wanted to have a normal school year, but fate had other plans. He discovers his roommate Gabe is a Fae, and that Brook himself has an ancient Fae sword inside of him. A strange voice tells Brook he has to participate in the Fae duels with Gabe to find out what he's looking for. As Gabe and Brook's relationship grows, they may realize their fates are more entwined than they thought.
Can we give some... Well, actually, hold on. Save your light sticks. Or use your light sticks right now. Use your light sticks right now. Let's go ahead and listen to the voice clip that we have here for Brook.
We've met before, haven't we? If I fight in the duels, will I find what I'm looking for?
Let's go ahead and give some light sticks to Lyra. This was a very, very, very big and brave move for Lyra to do. And when I was first reading this submission, because you guys can't see, but Kiro and I, we have a document where we're going over all the details. I really started tearing up because I know how important this was for Lyra. And reading the story that she provided, I could really just resonate with her in this because she's been a member of our community for so long. So I know how much of herself she's put into this character. And I just think that a space like this where we can feel brave enough to be vulnerable is really empowering. And I know this isn't even my character, but I was just like, thank you so much for sharing with us. I know this was a really big move, and I'm so happy that you did it. I really appreciate it. He's so cute. He's so soft. And I can easily tell, obviously, the inspirations that you have for him.
And what a cool story and premise, too. I really like how the whole thing's set up and the background and then the way that it leads towards like the story that's about to kick off. I can really tell, like Kieran said, that you like how much you put yourself into this. And like with everyone, sharing your original character is a vulnerable thing. So to be able to put it out there, share the stories and the art and the character, parts that represent ourselves on a deep level, I think that's fantastic.
Oh, and the art was made by your friends. See, that's even better is when you have an idea and the catalyst that helps you grow it is from people like your community, right? Your friends, your loved ones. I think that's what's so beautiful about this whole process. Thank you so much for sharing him with us. I really am grateful to have this moment with you guys. All right. Are we ready for the next one?
Go ahead.
Next, we have Misaki, who was created by Misaki Ida.
Misaki hails from the stars of Reverie, a large yet beautiful land for daydreamers with goals in mind for their future. Although with no sun, the moon shines brightly there daily, with its occasional moonsets, which are almost similar to a sunset, along with a monthly star shower. Rumors went around that if one saw a comet in the sky one night, it meant that a comet had chosen a destiny for said person. But that could only be a rumor, right?
When Misaki was young, he aspired to become a jester to entertain those around him. Whether they were sad or happy, he wanted to bring joy to everyone. But tragedy had struck right when he had taken a shady deal. Misaki was told that he was going to be given a handy top hat that he needed for his ever-first show. But the top hat was cursed, with an entity no one in all of mankind knew about. People saw him differently when they saw what he could become. His goals and what he aspired to be ruined. So when he sought something else, he wanted to bring misery to those who had judged and wronged him for his new appearance with the help of the odd hat entity. He then became known as the Jester of Misery. His eyes could view anywhere he wished thanks to the entity. The eyes of the Jester were everywhere they could see. Welcome in, J-Ray. We have a voice clip, so let's go ahead and listen.
Can't handle a bit of misery.
All right, so I know that Misaki was working hard to get this submission on time. Congratulations, you have made it on time. You are here on the grand stage, and you did it. Congratulations. The artwork has turned out really, really great. The story is really fun. I love that there's a twist. I love that he looks so sparkly and he looks so bright, and we have the backstory about, the comets and destinies. And yet it just sort of goes for that macabre turn.
I can really see how well and how much thought you put into the coloring. Like if you look at the watercolors in the hair and the eye, the whole palette, it really comes together really, really well. And I think like gesture design is one of the things that like is really fun to play around with. And I can tell that you had fun making them.
This is such a really awesome design. I love the like lavender and the candy pink hairstyle. I love a good split tone. And I see the little top. It's funny how the top hat is so cute, but the top hat is so evil. I forgot to put it, but my inspiration for the art style was the anime Toilet Bound Hanako-kun. See, that's again, I love that we're putting so much of our inspirations into our characters. This is so fun. I really, really, really love this. And I'm so happy that you were able to get him in on time for the stream. Oh, he's just a little guy. Oh, he's a bit fucked up, actually. Yes, Misaki did their own art. A lot of people here have been doing their own art. Give yourselves a pat on the back because you guys have worked extremely hard, especially if you worked to try to get something available for this stream. Thank you, thank you, thank you. There's so much talent here with the character creation, with the artwork, with the collaboration. That is so awesome. Thank you, guys.
Yeah, thank you, everyone.
All right. So, is it time for the next character, Kiro?
Next up, we have Kamui, coming to us from Fate Eden, also known as Tired Arcanist.
Kamui comes from the world of Eleutherus, much like Fate's first character, Isolf. It is a world of high fantasy where people can use magic, and there are various races and deities that reside there. It's a world born from Emizul's love of playing RPGs and being influenced by their colorful worlds.
Kamui comes off first as polite and a friendly young man, but as one continues to talk to him, they get this unsettling feeling from him. His true personality is that of a sadist who enjoys torturing people both physically and mentally until they break and he discards them. He has an extreme hatred for beastmen and humans as a result of his mixed heritage. Kamui is the offspring of a human and a fox beastman. As a result, he has naturally high affinity to fire magic. His body is a vessel for a demon who he has a mutual symbiotic relationship with, as he took great pleasure in destroying his home village that abused him due to him being a half-breed. As a result of being a demon's vessel, he has red markings over his body and an extra set of eyes which he uses a mask to hide.
Now, I have to say that Fate is one of my closest friends when it comes to talking about niche JRPGs that no one knows about except for Kiro. And I want you to listen to the voice lines and tell me if you can think of what specific game you can just tell that Fate gets a lot of inspiration from. I'm asking, this is a question for Kiro, but if anyone else here loves niche JRPGs, I want to hear what you guys think. So let's listen to the voice lines.
I wasn't expecting a quiz.
I think it'll be very obvious once you listen.
My name is Kamui, a simple traveling monk from the village of... Well, it no longer exists. Pleasure to meet you. Isolf, you are everything that I despise and loathe. Oh, don't worry. I'll save my flames for you last. Oh, flames of hell, come forth and scorch these wretched fools! Incinerate them into ashes!
Now, Fate has not specified, but I want to know if you can guess what series he's probably taking a lot of inspiration from, Hero.
I'm not sure, and I don't want to be wrong.
You can't tell from the last quote? I'll play it again. I'll play it again and just envision what kind. Hold on. I'll play it again.
Mine. Oh, flames of hell, come forth and scorch these wretched fools! Incinerate them into ashes!
Is it like a Tails incantation? Is that what you want me to say?
Fates, can you confirm and or deny?
Fate always has such cool characters. I can really tell like how much thought and love he puts into his characters.
Right?
Every time I see them.
Yes? Awesome. Cool. All right, Hiro, I got a BRB really quickly, so just, can you go ahead and discuss with our people here for just a quick second?
Of course. Fate, it's such an honor to always see your characters on my timeline, and it's cool to see a character that I don't know as much about compared to like Iseult, for example, who I see more of. It's cool to see how the world is fleshed out and the character relationships between the two of them and like the themes you got going there. Of course, you always have great taste in artwork as well. I think you can definitely see his personality here, like the sly kind of, maybe something kind of dark going on behind that smile, and all the flames coming around. You always have great taste in art, I guess is what I'm trying to say. So thank you for taking the time to share your character with us and his story. I would like to hear more about it as you continue to write it. I know you have like an entire like world lore written out for this too. And if you guys want to find out more, you should go talk to Fate as well. I'm sure he'd be happy to share more about his characters. So thank you. Okay, so I don't have control over this slideshow, so we're just gonna stare at Kamui's handsome face while we wait for Kieran to get back. But I just want to thank you guys again for submitting all your characters to us, because it's really fun seeing them. And like Kieran's already looked at all your characters on the Google form already, and this is like my first time seeing them because I haven't seen the form ahead of time, and it's just so fun to see all the submissions, and they're just like little surprises to me, and it's such a delight.
Were
so
you guys
thank you.
talking crap about me behind my back?
No, we weren't saying anything mean about Kieran, right guys? You guys can back me up, right?
But yeah, so was I right? Was I on the money? Was it Tails? Hello?
I think so.
Oh no.
I'm trying to read the chat.
Are we here? Can you see me? Do we exist?
I see you.
Okay, good. I was scared. I was like, the models aren't moving. Are we all good? Okay, cool.
They're moving on my screen, I think.
Cool, awesome, cool. All right, so are we ready for the next character then?
Yes.
Awesome. Next we have Ramiro, who was created by Angora Rabbit.
Ramiro comes from an original story that hasn't been written yet and is part of a greater world building. The world is recovering from an apocalypse, with some areas having rebounded and flourished beyond the world before the apocalypse, while others are left behind in underground shelters.
Ramiro is a wanderer in a recovering post-apocalyptic world that sees people having developed various elemental, ritual, and spiritual powers. He searches for resources and other survivors while trying to survive. Ramiro fled the shelter when raiders decimated the underground shelter and many of his aspirations, using a hidden passageway out of the shelter. Using his solar-powered motorcycle, he traverses the land, avoiding raiders and searching for groups of people. Let's go ahead and hear the voice clip that we have. Let me pull it up. All right.
Impossible. This is what awaited beyond the shelter? Beyond the wasteland?
What could be awaiting beyond the wastelands? Who knows? But we have to give Angora a huge round of applause, because everyone can make an original character. You can see here, Angora has used physical mediums and has drawn using pen, I'm assuming colored pencils as well. And I just think it's so cool there's such a stylization as well to the art style. And I really hope that this inspires everyone, whether or not you have an original character yet, to want to take the first step, right?
Yeah, or even just the first step into art in general. And like I can tell Angora is always trying new things, right? Like there's like the motorcycle, there's like perspective work going on here, there's like an action pose, you know, pushing yourself to try new things and bring out your character and creativity. And that's such an inspiration. I think everyone could learn something from that.
I love the middle one, the motorcycle one, because it's almost like, you know, those like stylized series where it's like, it just looks so grungy and you have that like sort of like almost Mad Maxy aesthetic. I'm trying to think, there's like games that, you know, that have that sort of black and white, like scritchy scratchy, like really dark sort of aesthetics. And I just think it's so cool looking at this. And this just further proves the point. AI, boo boo stinky. Like, this is so cool. Angora, thank you so much for sharing this art with us.
Yeah, thank you, thank you.
Very 90s anime in a way that makes me feel warm and fuzzy, right? Angora, do you have any inspirations that might have led to, you know, designing your character and your world? The dynamic angle of the third one? Yeah. Oh, let me hide our models really fast. Let's take a better look at the illustrations. I do see the 90s anime aesthetic. Yeah, I was thinking a little bit of Trigun inspiration as well.
Yeah, I see that.
Well, you know, if you feel like sharing, feel free to. Otherwise, thank you so much for sharing Ramiro with us. Thank you so much. This is such a cool entry.
Thank you.
All right. Next up, we have... Oh, hold on. Characters from certain doujins that were inspired by certain anime. Okay, so it's almost like a sort of like telephone inspiration, right? Where it's like someone had a fan inspiration of one thing and then you had a fan inspiration from that. I love that too. But either way, no matter what, you can totally tell that like every character here that we've seen has been inspired not just by other media, but like events in their lives and whatnot. And it just feels like a really personable experience. Oh, Pokemon Ranger? Yes, the red. Okay, I get it. Like the Diamond and Pearl Rangers as well, or like in in Ranger the DS game with like the red and yellow outfits. I see that. Yeah. Well, thank you so much for sharing him with us.
Thank you.
Let's go ahead and see our next OC.
Next, we have Isaac, created by Yule Esther, also known as Snow-Haired Floof.
So Yule says that Isaac was originally a part of a really old story from back in high school. But Yule has since translated him over from that old story to use for more combat-based role-playing and more. I think this is a very common theme. We have OCs that we start somewhere and then we translate them into like another game or in another role-playing setting. And I love that.
They grow up along with you, you know?
Yes.
Isaac is an orphan child who's lived his life needing to fight for his own survival, as he spent years within the slums, having to learn to fend for himself and finding it impossible to trust in others with how brutal living there was. Due to the upbringing, he's often found brawling with others in the slums, setting up his territory and making a name for himself so that people can keep off his turf. Cocky as he might seem, he's got a good heart deep down, only picking fights with those who are most definitely deserve getting knocked down a few pegs, while also using the territory he's claimed as a safe haven for other orphan kids who just don't have the fortitude to do what he did and fight his way to where he was. Though don't expect him to ever admit it. Being strong is the name of the game on the surface, and that's about as much as anyone is likely ever going to get from him.
What a cool guy. Let's go ahead and listen to the voice clip that I recorded.
Man, talk about a waste of time. I've seen mutts with more bite to their bark than you. But it's almost an insult to the mutts to be compared to you.
What a cocky character! He was so much fun to record for.
Yule's characters are always so cool and well written. And I know he's often quite shy about sharing them. I know he was on the fence about submitting to this thing, but he was just really excited to share and take the plunge once he did. And like, Yule's also an artist too, so he also draws his own characters, which is incredible.
Yes.
So thank you for taking that time and coming a little bit out of your comfort zone to share, because your characters are cool. I think they deserve to be shared.
Oh my gosh, thank you so much. Again, like, I get so emotional because I know how scary and how much bravery you need to have to do something like this. He's such a fun character. I loved getting to record for him. The artwork is amazing, and of course, I feel like this might have been Kiro bonus points, but of course he is sleeveless. Yeah, did I do any second takes? So what we are listening to is all that I have recorded. If anyone would like for me to do a little bit of a change in direction, feel free to reach out after the stream. But yeah, like pretty much everything that you're hearing today, I literally recorded all in one sitting today. So I tried my best. I really hope I did.
Let's get some light sticks in the chat for Kieran.
No,
working so hard.
Not me. But
Get him some light sticks, everyone.
I really
light
hope
sticks
that,
everywhere.
I've tried to do justice. If not, I hope that you guys at least had fun hearing some sorts of interpretations. And I know that I was not able to handle everyone's characters the best, because I know that there are some other characters that just I physically cannot represent well. But thank you so much for entrusting them with me. Okay, guys, you can stop with the light sticks.
More light sticks.
No!
It's his birthday, guys. You gotta give him the light sticks.
Thank you. But yes.
But thanks again for sharing, Yule. Your character is super cool. I love his hair and that cocky expression. Keep drawing, man.
I don't think I've ever said this. I love a good shave. I love either like a tapered edge at the bottom of the hair, or I love a side shave. I love a shaved eyebrow. An undercut, exactly. Yes. Thank you for reminding me of a trait that I love, Yule. All right, we have another entry from another friend. Everyone, let's go ahead and say hi to Saker, created by our friend Onerio.
We love Onerio's work. And this is the description for the world that he wrote.
Just reading it.
Word for word, we have not changed it. It says, original character, evil French magic man. I just want to hear evil Kieran, to be honest.
So it says, Saker, well, specifically, the directions in the pronunciation say, it's pronounced, or I just say Saker, but it's supposed to be like sacre, like the French word. Saker is an agent of chaos with not much character depth beyond that. He's manipulative and uses black magic disguised as parlor tricks to commit atrocities. He has an innate desire to just want to destroy things and watch the world burn, but like in a classy way. He's a scientist and his main goal is the search for immortality to become a god. He's an actor and a liar through and through. Nothing he says about himself should be taken as the truth. Which is also why Jason never wrote him a proper backstory, because he just likes the idea of him existing as an enigmatic force of chaos with dubious origins. Hero, could you read the last paragraph?
The last line says, he's also French, but not a heavy accent, but maybe a twang. Kind of sort of like Junko Enoshima and Kefka Final Fantasy VI vibes.
To spare everyone here, I did not give an accent. There is no French whatsoever in the voice recording, but let's go ahead and listen to it regardless.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome to the massacre. A magician lives for the smiles of the audience, but the only smile I care about is my own.
So he specifically requested an evil maniacal laugh, so...
I just want to hear evil Kieran, to be honest.
The massacre, yeah, that's also in the line directions as well. Do you get it? The massacre? Because his name is Sakur.
He's got a lot of mass.
Oh, Kiro!
Well, he's a big guy. He's a big guy.
All right, let's go hide our models. You guys already know Jason's art is absolutely goated, and I'm sure there is a prominent feature that our gazes might just go straight into.
I mean, we love all of Jason's art and his characters. And we know how much he loves his characters too. And, you know, like he said in his notes, sometimes you just want to make a character that like checks all your checkboxes, right? And then from there, that's where you develop them and make them later on, right? Everyone has different reasons and different processes for making their own characters.
Sometimes you just want to make a character to fulfill a niche that you just felt like portraying that day, right? It's fun.
And man, is this niche filled.
Robbie says, where's the... There you go. But I'm so happy that Jason submitted because I didn't ask him to, and I was not expecting him to. So it really, it means a lot to me because he's one of my best friends.
And we love Jason in this house.
Yes, and I'm excited to play some Repo with him. Repo has been on my radar for so long, and I just knew that if I was gonna play with anyone, it had to be with Jason and Kiro, and of course, Greece. So please look forward to that on Saturday. Are you not looking forward to it, Kiro?
I'm looking forward to it. I thought you were just going to keep talking. I didn't want to interrupt you.
No. I just wanted to make sure that you were looking forward to it.
I am looking forward to it, and it's your birthday.
But you know what else I'm looking forward to? The next OC that we have coming up.
So our next character is Wesley Price, coming to us from the Amoeba on Blue Sky.
And I believe they showed up on the stream earlier as well. So, Wesley Price is a villain OC specifically made for the world of My Hero Academia.
Wesley's quirk is called Snake Fang, where he bites people. He can inject them with venom that can make them feel everything he does, including pain. He's 30 years old and he's from America. He had a rough childhood. It's a long story, but for the most part, he was a slave to his family and used as a tool for money since his family ran an organization that specialized in gathering intel from villains, and Wesley's quirk was useful for this. He ends up killing one of his sisters and is on the run when he escapes from his family home in prison. This is how he ends up halfway around the world in Japan. He went undercover by the name Wesley Price, working small jobs for years, just enough to make ends meet to rent a small apartment. He joined the League after he saw what Dabi and the League did at the hero camp, motivated in taking down the fake heroes like his family. But first, he needs to make a name for himself as a villain, knowing that the League most likely wouldn't let him into their group without one. This led him into learning how to use his talents that he learned from his father: fighting, shooting, and other army training. He has a gun that uses vial-like bullets, ones that he could fill with his venom so he could shoot people and use his quirk. He soon became a well-known person in the field of robbing, helping villains get in unseen. He does this by using sleeping pills, and after people were affected by his venom, making them fall asleep. This helped him get a viewing with the boss of the League, Shigaraki. Even after that day, he rose to be close to the members of the League.
Now let's go ahead and listen to the voice clips that we have for Wesley.
In this fight, I may be the only one who ends up bloody and bruised, but it'll be your screams everyone hears. I need a goddamn smoke.
Ooh. There we go. So I thought this entry was so fun and unique because a lot of the characters we see obviously have very good moral compasses, right? But I think there's also another element to this where when this is a villain character, his backstory is really messed up, right? And I think that's something we shouldn't be shying away from, because in all media, there always needs to be a conflict to be a driving force, right? And it looks like Wesley was really inspired to have a villain character who is unabashedly a villain.
And just look at that expression drawn there in the artwork. It perfectly portrays his entire character there.
Mm-hmm. I need a
the
smoke
art
and
is
he's a
just so
cigarette
nice.
in the art. Yeah, right?
Yeah.
Pure chaos.
What a
is
cool
perfect
power,
and
too.
wholesome. Right? Again, it's really cool that a lot of people are taking inspiration and starting off with something that they love and being creative and trying to make something new out of it. And again, I love the twist that we're having a different sort of character here. It's very unique, and I love that. It's like we're bringing everything to the table, right? But yes, thank you so much, the Amoeba, for sharing Wesley with us. He was
Thank you.
super cool. I hope that
I hope that I was able to do some justice for him.
All right. Next up. Is this me or you? This is me, right?
This is you.
Next up, we have Voss, who is brought to us by Barely Entertainment.
Voss is from a friend's D&D game that Barely and their partner are playing in.
Voss is a servant that grew up without any friends in an abusive home with his older brother. Side note, or Kieran note, I had to look up what servant meant, and now I know. It just means like a deer. During his childhood, he met his best friend and secret first and forever love, Sylvain, who saved him after bullies broke his antlers. He dragged him home to see if his mother could fix him. Returning home, he was injured by his father, suffering permanent damage to his throat and forever having a deep voice that sounds like he smoked his entire life. Being found again by Syl and his older brother, he's dedicated his life to Syl's dream of becoming a famous musician, and the two of them becoming the greatest bards and band in the whole world. Meeting an orphan girl named Suze sometime during their early teens, they officially started the band Suvasil, and between adventures, play sets at festivals and taverns during their travels. Voss plays the D&D equivalent of a bass guitar, helps write songs for the band, and pines after Syl, never telling him of his feelings, thinking the little hedge is straight. He enjoys reading and practicing magic, as in character. He is a wizard/fighter, and his secret ambition is to eventually become an actor as well, to be in the band. He towers over most at 8'2", 7'1" without his antlers, and dresses like a punk rock JoJo character. He's also suffering from a minor God/I can't die complex after taking the brunt of an explosion that should have killed him and his group but escaped, with only a scarred back thanks to Barely's luck of rolling 2 natural 20s in a row. The little edge is too stupid to understand he could be gay. Alright, let's listen to the voice clip we have.
I'm not going anywhere until your dreams come true, Syl. Nothing will happen to me. After all, I've proven it. I can't die.
Oh my gosh, that's so sweet. I even though he is depicted as tall, I wanted him to be a little bit softer. That's so cute. Oh my god. Again, D&D characters, fun. And bouncing off with Wesley, I love that you guys are not afraid to go to dark places for the backstories of these characters. Again, they're fiction, right? So fiction shouldn't be restricted by having a pretty rainbow perfect sort of backstory. But especially looking at the artwork now, and hearing the voice clip, these two are so cute.
They have such fun colorations too. They're animal designs, but then with a unique color palette, and then they both have complementary colors that go with each other, and they're both a little bright, but with the black backing color to make it stand out. It's a really cool design choice. It looks really good on them. And I love the idea of, you roll a number in D&D and that becomes part of your character's traits at some point because it happens so often or whatever. It's just a fun kind of thing to add to it, right?
That's so awesome. Barely's also saying that these characters are actually how Andrew and Barely got together. Oh, that's so cute! Forgot to mention, they're actually working on making this a YA novel. Well, let us know. If you get published, we will support it and check it out because this was so sweet. And also, A quick little tangent. We will see some more, but I do love that we have a diverse range with characters. Like we're seeing some anthro characters here. We're seeing so many different lores, but it's just so cool. I love it. I love it. I love it.
Yeah, it's really fun. Thanks for sharing your characters.
Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Next up.
Next, we have Iseria Eterna coming to us from Curtis Iran or Curtis ____.
All right, so Iseria lives in a high fantasy world that Curtis has created. It's a mix of magic and also tech. Think something akin to like Final Fantasy.
Iseria Eterna is a master martial artist who can also wield the elements when fighting. She's the current Jade Phoenix and Grandmaster in her martial arts academy. She's able to speak Celestial, which is the language of the gods in her world. She became an adventurer after defying her family who look down on those who cannot wield the elements. After besting her father and 2 older brothers in a fight, as well as destroying part of their living compound, she left and never looked back. It was during her adventures that she met her husband. In her pursuit of knowledge, being able to speak Celestial allowed her to forge a pact with the god of time to grant her and her family immortality. However, if she ever uses this knowledge for evil or to tip the balance of things, time will return to her and whoever was granted immortality by her, and she will perish as such. Iseria is married to her beloved Oswald Curtis. Together, they're parents to the Curtis brothers, Damon, Joseph, and Iran. Iseria is very much deeply in love with her husband and will always spend time with him any time of the day. She loves to go on dates with her husband, especially impromptu ones.
Now, this character obviously is a female character, but Curtis did provide voice lines for me to record, so they may not be the best, but I hope that you still enjoy them regardless. Let's go ahead and listen to them.
Ah, how brave of you to challenge me. Very well. Let us have a fair fight.
So, I am very, very, very vaguely familiar with Curtis and their world. I actually learned through Kiro's streams recently that, like, Curtis, as we see here in the backstory and lore, Curtis has a very extensive network of OCs, and they're all like a family, right? They all have the last name Curtis. So I get to learn a little bit more about through the stream, and I think that's so cool. So thank you so much for sharing them with us. That was good. Well, first off, can we get some light sticks for Curtis? Thank you for sharing your OC with me.
That was really good.
I tried my best.
Oh, we can tell. Plus, all of Curtis's characters are really cool. Every time I learn about a new one, like they fit together like puzzle pieces, right? It's like such an expansive world, and they're all just so fun with each other. You can see their interactions with one another as like brothers, siblings, parents, and child.
I want to see the Curtis family tree. I need to know how big that family tree is.
And I love her outfit, by the way. The design on that outfit, that phoenix, beautiful.
I have to say this because we finally have a female character here. I love when like you're presented with this strong, like badass female character design, but that's not her entire personality, right? Like she can still be strong and cool and badass, but still be cute and still, you know, be loving and and encompass so much more than just one visible personality trait. And you can just see how much love she has for her husband if you look at the middle comic illustration. Let me hide her models really fast. People are saying they love the little creature that she's hugging in the right image. The dragon plushie. This is actually half of an image. You guys can see the full version on Curtis's social medias, but it says here the dragon plushie I gave her, and then the right image is actually of her husband, and it says the plushie I gave him, and it's their child.
Aw.
So that's so cool. Yeah, thank you so much for sharing this character with us.
And Curtis is also a streamer, so go check him out.
Yes. Make sure you check out Curtis Aran on Twitch and Curtis ____. That is 3 underscores on Twitter. Especially so that you can see what the creature may be. All right, are we ready for the next one?
Yeah.
Next up, we have Kyoske Nakata, who's brought to us by J. Ray Art, otherwise known as JRCRN Art.
In J-Ray's story, which is in development hell, Kyoske is a side character with his own plot to bloom along the way. He lives in a world where petty crimes, syndicates of various sizes, and notoriety looms over. Not so ordinary Japanese third-year middle schooler with lots of secrets and responsibilities. A secret rival to one of their other OCs, but an ally to the main character and the most OP of them all. He's become very fond of him, thus building him more than the main character.
Kyoske is a middle schooler who does his best to stay low-key, especially regarding his family background. He's originally from a well-off family, ill-acquired from predecessors of phantom thieves known as Scythe. His father tried to cut ties from their predecessor's life of crime and briefly became a vigilante, trying to live an honest and simple life. Kyoske and his twin admired and wanted to follow in his father's footsteps. Later, his twin would live with his grandfather and brainwash him to be a criminal, and Kyoske swore to defeat and bring him back. He practices martial arts, Wing Chun specifically for self-defense, but also to fight in underground arenas to earn shmoney to support himself and his fighting experience. He's also done modeling gigs, mainly clothing apparel and sportswear. At school, he's under a partial scholarship program, but he's smart enough to get it full on if he wants. He's the captain of his school's swim club, but would only practice when no one's around, and often wears a jacket when his team members are around. If he finds an opportunity to earn, he'll go for it. He would only start out his vigilante life after he brought his twin back home. He would normally patrol his town, stopping crime in the shadows, hand to hand. He only carries his scythe when a huge threat or a bounty on a syndicate appears. Now I have a voice clip, so let's go ahead and listen to it.
Please step back! I don't want to harm you, but you leave me no choice! Thank you, and well done for the hard work!
I can totally see the inspiration for like vigilantes and superhero adjacent sorts of characters, especially with like the suit and all that. It's a really, really, really cool design.
Yeah, and plus, I can tell how much love J-Ray puts into their characters every time they draw them, and their art has been getting like better and better and better over all the years with like more intricate poses, more intricate shading, more intricate like expressions. Like, it's a real joy to see, and that should inspire anyone who's working on art or characters to keep going at it.
Yes, that's so awesome. Thank you for sharing him with us. I love seeing how diverse everyone's inspirations are. It's so cool to see so many different like aesthetics and like genres of media represented in our characters so far. I think it's especially, again, having something in that like vigilante superhero-esque realm is really, really, really fascinating, because I don't really see those sorts of characters, at least within like the like spaces that I usually hang out in. So it was cool to get to meet a character like this, especially because he's like younger than the typical like characters in this genre.
Yeah, thanks for taking the time to write it out and share him with us.
Yes, thank you so much, J-Ray. All right, next up.
Next we have Bix, created by Perky Bix.
So Bix didn't provide any specific like project or world details about their character, but we can, by looking at their profile, we can assume that this is probably their VTuber persona.
So according to the backstory provided, the high-spirited, excited, and energetic party boy that loves to have fun. It stained his eyes as something exciting that could be around the corner. At times he could be calm and laid back, but the energy still exists within. Who cares what happened yesterday? Who cares what happened today? Who cares what will happen tomorrow? Tonight, the night is ours. So let's go out with a fucking bang. But getting into a little bit of trouble wouldn't hurt the soul. Quote by Bix. And this is a quote from Bix's friend. He went out often and always seemed to be the life of the party on and off the screen. The sassy attitude he radiated frequently involved him having fun arguments with others surrounding him. He was made from bright confetti, but some would say that he was made from sparklers. Quote from Bix's friend, Danny Milksops.
I love that the like quote unquote backstory is presented in the form of like testimonials. That's a really fun and unique way to go about it.
That is really fun, yeah.
Yeah. All right, I gotta take another quick call. So Kiro, if you can go ahead and talk with our people here really fast.
Yeah, sure. I love this design. Like, look at it. In all three of the pictures, we see like some different sides of Bix as well, like, and slight variations too, like variations in like the hairstyle and the glasses. Like, really looks like that kind of party boy that was kind of mentioned, and the colors are just so vibrant and fun. I love this design. I would like to see more of it as well. So thank you so much for sharing your character and your lovely art and backstory as well.
Yeah, thank you so much, Bix. All right. Next up, we have Aiden Winters, created by Frozen Echoes _.
Aiden, he, is an OC for Disney's Twisted Wonderland. They're a human from another world who mysteriously ends up at Night Raven College, a school for magic students. But Aiden is from a world without magic. Not knowing how they were transported to this magical world, Aiden and a creature named Grimm are enrolled in the school as they try to find a way for Aiden to get home. The main story follows Aiden and Grimm through various events with each chapter, with a focus on a different dorm. The game also has events with gacha and event cards.
Aiden was raised well and expected to go to university and get a high-earning job. Growing up, they developed an interest in art and music. Although they were allowed to engage in these hobbies to their heart's content, they were reminded that these were strictly hobbies and that their education would need to be a priority. In their final year of school, Aiden discovered an arts and music course and asked their parents if they could go, but was rejected immediately. On top of refusing to cut their hair and letting it grow, arguments were constant in the house before Aiden's parents decided Aiden would have to fund everything if they wanted to do art and music. Aiden then took on multiple part-time jobs. Aiden had just started university before they ended up at Night Raven College. Although the head mage and others are trying to find out how Aiden ended up at Twisted Wonderland and are trying to find a way to get them home, Aiden doesn't want to go back and wants to live in Twisted Wonderland as an artist. Expressing and experimenting through fashion, art, and music, every day in Twisted Wonderland is full of learning and new discoveries. Aiden has never felt so free and happy, despite their circumstances, but that is something Aiden makes sure to keep to themselves. All right, we have a voice clip, so let's go ahead and listen.
Henchhuman? Shrimp? Addie? Aiden is just fine. You're not listening, are you? Aiden Winters. A pleasure to meet you. I'm the house warden of Ramshackle Dorm at Night Raven College. Ramshackle doesn't really have a house warden, but it has a nice ring to it. A human with no magic transported to a world full of it, and falling in love with a royal. I certainly don't make things easy for myself.
Now, first off that, I see it. I know a lot of us here are so excited to see a Twisted Wonderland OC. I have to say, as someone that does not know much about Twisted, it's really cool because I didn't put this in the document, but Frozen Echoes specifically says that Aiden is pretty much the insert for them, because the Twisted has like a main character that is a self-insert, but Frozen Echoes has taken that sort of character slot and actually developed a full-fledged character with their own backstory from it. And I think that is so fun that, you know, they're taking the opportunity to really develop their own character, their own way. And I have to say it, I have to give Frozen Echoes this because I have not even done this myself. They made the plunge and they are so down to, like, you know, have ship art with a character they love. And I think we should feel totally comfortable doing that, because as much as I love characters, I don't have any ship art of myself with characters I like yet. And I'm actually pretty jealous to have that. So good on you for that, Frozen Echoes.
It's so fun when you can see someone enjoys media so much to engage with it on this type of level, like to, you know, making your own character, developing their backstory, getting art of them, putting them in situations with other characters that you like. And it really shows like how much it means to them, right? And how much of that is a piece of the creator that wants to be seen. And I think that's so cool for any type of character, because of course all our characters have little bits of the creators within them, and depending on how you go about it, it comes out in different kinds of ways. And I think we should all be encouraged to be creative.
This was such an awesome lesson in just expression, right? I'm so happy to see a submission like this. Thank you so much for sharing Aiden with us, Frozen Echoes.
Thank you, thank you. Next, we have Lucas, created by Suzudes X.
So, Suzu, welcome into the chat. They've been here the entire time, and I believe they are also a V-sibling with me. Their designer is by Nico Mama. But for Lucas, yes. Lucas, it says here, was originally created 10 years ago for Tumblr roleplaying, but was slowly tweaked over the years for a more polished story and world inspired by fantasy JRPGs. You gotta shout them out in the chat afterwards, but I love it. I love that we're all taking these characters and growing up with them, as Kiro said.
Their backstory: kind and reserved, but intelligent and strong, Lucas serves for his kingdom as the knight's lead strategist and the prince's most trusted guard. They're secretly dating. He possesses strong magic abilities, but is also skilled with the sword thanks to the teachings of his older sister. He and his sister discover their reincarnations of celestial warriors from a tale that ends with them ascending to the night sky. They travel together to find traces of the warriors' origins and decide whether or not to accept their fate to ascend to the skies.
All right, let's go ahead and listen to the voice clip that we have here. There we go.
I always find myself looking up at the sky every night, like the moon is calling for me. I wonder why.
All right, Suzu, what is the inspiration? You gotta tell us. Shout out the games. We gotta know. But for me personally, I love the combination of blonde with purple. It just gives such soft and like, I don't know how to explain it. It's like soft, but like I'm gazing at him and I'm like feeling wistful. Like the breeze is blowing, there's cherry blossoms blowing in the wind, you know, that kind of deal.
And he definitely has that like elegant knight outfit design, and I love it.
There it is, inspired by Tales of. I love that everyone that's like inspired by fantasy JRPGs, and I'm just like Tales of, Tales of, Tales of.
We love tales in this house.
Takes after a certain blonde knight that may or may not be from a capital, in which there's also a companion with long black hair.
He looks really good. I like his design. He really looks like he fits right into a JRPG.
Yes, 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 yes. I love it. Again, I love the frills. I love the like elegant design aesthetics. I especially really love the face from Yuhes. Like they illustrated his face so prettily.
It's so soft and pretty.
Yes, thank you so much for sharing Lucas with us.
Plus, any design where it's like, from a distance, it's pretty recognizable, and then it looks like, you know, not too complex, and then you zoom in, and then you notice all the little details. I really like that. That's one of my favorites.
We gotta know more about... Wait, oh my god, wait, it just clicked. I'm so dumb. I'm so dumb. I'm so dumb. They're secretly dating? Okay, I get it now. I know what you are. All right, thank you so much, Suzu. All right, are we ready for the next submission?
Yes.
Because their parent is right here in the chat. Everyone, let's go ahead and say hello to Yoru, created by Rainvelt.
So somewhere in the Pacific Ocean, a gigantic chasm is formed, rivaling the Mariana Trench in terms of depth. Yet one thing sets this place apart: a brine lake. Or in this case, a brine chasm, because even compared to seawater, the waters there are several times more saline than the waters have separated. The brine water forming what seems like a layer of shrouded white mist on top. This impenetrable chasm is devoid of any life, save for one, a solitary human, somehow swimming underneath the overwhelming pressure of the deep sea. For what my fragments can see, yes, ruins, stone-cut, serpent-like, and Ouroboros, and thunder, deep-sea fishing, and a black cat.
I also forgot to mention context-wise, for the form, Rainvelt submitted everything in like a sort of in-character like diary or observation log. Obviously, we can't translate that well on stream, but they were very much in character when writing about all of this. So,
Oh, that is so cool.
yeah, I wish I could show you guys, but for the backstory, Yoru is formerly a normal human who just wanted to escape from all the problems in his life, wanting to live freely on his own terms. He secluded himself and lived near the sea after growing weary of the hustle and bustle of modern-day life. But fate had other plans for him. Due to the appearance of the brine chasm, he ended up being one of many casualties. His dying body ended up being washed away, somehow reaching the depths of the deep sea. He ends up gaining the gaze of a likewise dying serpent, and they form a pact. Passing his spirit, will, and powers to Yoru gives this person another chance at life. As the Midgard serpent was previously killed by Thor, he sought to prevent this from happening again by taking his weapon instead, not knowing that it has remote tracking or something. Now, this little idiot, said affectionately, is on the run because of all this. Let's go ahead and listen to the voice clip that we have.
Yoru, the Midgard Serpent's envoy, here to bring forth the twilight of the gods! It has a cool sound to it. Which BL should I read today? A pickup line? Oh, here's a classic. Hey, baby, are you lightning? 'Cause you're my queen. Ka-chow!
Yes! Oh my god.
Your delivery on that one was really good.
As soon as I read how this entry was formatted, I was like, I know exactly what kind of character this is. Or at least I hope I know exactly what kind of character this is. And I just wanted to have so much fun with it. I really hope I did your character justice, Rainvelt, because I had a lot of fun reading and recording this. Ciao!
Now, I know Rainvelt put a lot of thought into this character design. If you look at all the little like notes on the character sheet, because we went over this on stream a couple weeks ago, but there's like a lot of like little bits of symbolism and references to like Norse mythology all over his design. Like things like,
I see it, Mjolnir.
like the biting of the tail, yeah, the Mjolnir, the little Ouroboros in many places on the design. A lot of these little notes are really, really cool. So you got to go look at Rainvelt's Twitter if you want to see the full size of this image and read all the dialogue, because it's really incredible. And it really shows the level of thought put into his design.
Yes, please make sure you make sure it's easy to access that character sheet, Rainvelt. And Allan, thank you so much for cheering the 200 biddies. I really appreciate it. Go take care of yourself, okay? I'm happy that we got to see your character, but oh my god, this character was so fun. I hope that you liked the interpretation that I was able to give for him, because I had the time of my life recording.
Yeah, thank you for your submission.
Thank you so much. All right. Next up.
Our next character is Lilith, created by Snowy Teal.
So Lilith is part of a small project of Snowy's. They're still debating on how they want to publish it, either as a visual novel, a comic, or maybe even both. This project is set up in 2 acts. Act 1 tells the story of 3 different crowned rulers along with their royal retainers and friends, ooh, love that, as they establish and fix any negative political relationships from the previous rulers. Act 2 takes place a few years in the future, with a new cast of characters, suffering the consequences of the actions from the cast of Act 1. Ooh. Some of the cast of Act 2 say that they can hear the voices of the cast of Act 1 as they try to tell their side of the events one last time.
Lilith is the crown princess of Elysium, a kingdom that prides itself in nature. She's a kind and caring princess who would do anything for her people. She could be a bit awkward when it comes to interacting with people outside of her social circle. Lilith shut herself from the world after a fatal accident involving her parents a few years ago. After shutting herself off, it became her main goal to maintain positive political relationships with her neighboring country's royals. She's well versed in the art of sword fighting and magic. Lilith is gifted of one-of-a-kind swords and daggers to the people she trusts the most. Let's hope that nobody uses them against her. She's a firm believer of alternate timelines.
There are no voice requests for this character, but I have to say, I love that even though you don't know exactly how you want to go forth with your story, you already have the timeline through set. We have the act 1, and I think it's so cool when a story has like an act 2 and it features a whole new cast of characters who have to suffer the consequences from act 1. Because it's like you're really thinking about the long haul, and even if those characters from act 1 are dead or they don't exist anymore, they have that presence because of what they did, right? So that world building is really cool.
Yeah, for sure. And she has such a nice color palette and design, very elegant.
Yes.
I love how flowy everything looks. I could just imagine her using her sword in battle, and her entire like dress, her sleeves, her hair are all flowing behind her in like a beautiful like galaxy, right? That's what I imagine.
Yes, the color palette's so pretty. I personally love tiaras, so I love that is like a focal point of their design. And I also really love how the second illustration, it's actually a collab between Snowy Teal and their friend Dorai Aisu. So we love seeing collaboration and having friends inspiring each other to like really just make their creative dreams bloom. She's such a really beautiful character design.
Yeah, thank you for sharing her with us.
Yes, thank you so much. And I did see Snowy here earlier. Can we get some more light sticks for Snowy? Yes, thank you for sharing with us. Awesome. So, next up, we have Seth Owens, created by RP_Owens.
Sean. Oh, Sean Owens.
Oh my god, I'm so sorry, Sean. I'm so dyslexic. Sean Owens.
So Sean is a role-playing character they've had for a while. Sean also has a furry form, and he was a furry at first, but ever since 2023, they've had art of him being both human and furry.
So Sean has been doing a lot of underground fights and has been gaining popularity and shmoney. He has two main jobs, the first being the fighter to said organizations and leagues, and as he is an independent open fighter, he's willing to sign up to any fighting league provided that he's paid well. The other is being an organizer for a select few of the leagues. He's open-minded and willing to help. He's made good friends over the years, one being Maze Stars, as seen in Kiro's most recent Fighter Flight stream, and Prince Lazuli from the picture, the character on the left side of the right picture. He's made a lot of friends and friendly rivalries and is open to having good friends and relations. So there's no voice clip for this character, but I love how there's just two alternate forms and they're both the same character. I love that he starts off as this furry anthro character, and then, RP Owens feels a little bit more comfortable with having a human form, and they're both the same character.
And we can see that, his story is very intertwined with interacting and having fun with friends' characters. And honestly, that's such a good time. Having a character and then having your friend's character and then, writing stories for them, having them interact, and just having a good time. It's so fun. And I love to see other people engaging that as well. It's such a nice flow of creativity and friendship and artistry and everything.
And I also love that they're specifically mentioning Kiro's recent Fighter Flight stream. I love that you can see these little breadcrumbs and how extensive the world is because Kiro has been able to provide opportunities for people to share their OCs. So that's really fun. And it's so cool to see, because we're only seeing one character per person for this stream, right? There's so much more. And I'm so glad that you provide opportunities for people to get to share all that.
I mean, and the same could be said for you. Here you are recording voice lines for everyone's characters and sharing their stories. That's fantastic. It's what a good way to build community and creativity.
Ooh, hold on. Looks like VTube Studio crashed. So we are currently out of space for a little bit. But thank you so much to RP Owens for sharing Sean with us. I'm so sorry that I missed your I mispronounced your character's name. Give us 1 second as we come back into reality. Okay, can you see me? Is my body chopped up?
Yeah.
He's
been split in half.
Oh no! I'm here. All right, we're gonna go hide our models really fast so that I can bring Kiro's in. I've been split into Kier and Ren. Suzu, thank you for the care package. While we're getting everything set up, Suzu has redeemed the care package, so let's all go ahead and stand up from our seats. We're gonna go ahead and twist our bodies to the left.
To the left.
Twist our bodies to the right.
To the right.
Stretch our arms straight up to the sky.
To the sky.
Let's roll out that right shoulder.
Right.
Roll out that left shoulder.
Left.
Very slowly, very gently, let's roll out that neck.
Gently.
Take a deep breath in.
In.
Take a deep breath out.
Out.
Let's go ahead and drink some water.
Remember to hydrate.
Thank you. Oh, Kira, you can also start coming back in.
I think it's...
Oh, let me reset the password. Hold on. Yeah, VTube Studio has been crashing a lot for me lately. So if anyone else has been experiencing that, let me know. Until then, let's go ahead and get a preview of the next character that we have coming up.
Our next character is Aliekai, also known as Kai, created by Allan Dear.
Hero, are you here?
I see you in my VTube studio.
Okay, there you are. Let me get you in place before I release our models back. Boom! Are we back? Are we here?
Whoa!
Huh? Are we free from the void?
I see them on my screen.
Perfect. I think everything is sized right. If you're a little bit smaller, let me know. So, oops. The backstory says that every planet in the solar system has a shepherd that helps the people of that planet and carries out the orders of their gods. One day, a shepherd learned that the gods aren't as benevolent as they appear. When he tried to reveal their blasphemy, the gods killed him. It's up to a new shepherd to pick up the pieces and finish what he started with the help of all the other shepherds.
I was born an Omakai, a Hawaiian ancestor god. He helped the first Polynesians settle on their islands. He knew nothing of the shepherds or greater gods that roamed the system. It was just him, his people, and the unending ocean. One day he noticed a blonde-haired, blue-eyed man on a secluded beach. He had never seen such a person before. His name was Thumiel, the Earth Shepherd, and had chosen Kai to be his successor. However, it would take several centuries for Thumiel to convince Kai. Thumiel followed by the Christian god, and in order for Kai to be a shepherd, Kai would have to follow him too. Kai became attached to Thumiel on a deep level. Some would say more than friends, but neither of them would ever admit to it, let alone to each other. One night, Thumiel told Kai that God was going to punish him and gave Kai his holy shield. There is an ocean of stars and planets to see. Live a life pure and full, and when you love again, don't think of me. Put down the shield, for I have done my job by then. One last time he spread his wings and flew off. Later, God appeared to Kai and made him the shepherd of Earth. Of course, Kai knew what had happened, and it sent him into a deep depression. Not wanting to recognize his new role, it would take another several centuries for another shepherd, Aspen of Saturn, son of Artemis, to come barreling into his life to pull him out of his loss. He picked up his shield and spear and continued what Thumiel started.
Now, we don't have any voice line requests, so let's go ahead and hide our models again to take a look at this beautiful artwork. I love this character's design so much. Especially, I love the design sheet because I have been a fan of Cyrosaur's art whenever I see it on my timeline. but I love the hair. I love the little blue streak. I love the arm tattoos. And you can really see the like Hawaiian and Polynesian heritage in inspirations in this design.
Yeah, I love it when people put like cultural designs that are significant to them into their characters, and the fact that he also has like the casual fit and then like the mythological fit, and they're both like different color palettes that both go well with his hair, and the little like mascot too and the tattoos. It's a really nice character.
This is such an awesome character design. I really like it. Yeah. Can we get some light sticks to celebrate this character? Ikai.
And what an interesting backstory as well.
Yeah, I loved that. It was so hard to like condense things, but I really, really, really loved reading it. Thank you so much again to Aspen Dear for sharing Ikai with us.
Yeah, thanks for sharing your character, and tell us more about them next time.
Yes, please, please. So next up, we have Grin, who was created by Hellruin _.
Grin is Hellruin's original character. World building is currently in progress.
Grin is one of the 7 demon lords, centered around the 7 deadly sins. He's based on the sin of sloth. However, he doesn't like nor take his job very seriously, so he's abandoned his role to live in the human realm, to enjoy the life that he wants, and to have fun, though this may have some consequences for him later on. So let's go ahead and hide our models and take a look at the artwork.
We have another handsome blindfolded character.
Yes! Oh my gosh! I see art by Rio. I love Rio's art.
Rio's art, and also Shiro's art too, and Seiji.
Wow, so many artists that we all know and love here. It's also just so fun seeing how so many of us are just inspired and love all these same artists, and that we get to, commission them and work with them, right? And obviously this character is very, very, very handsome.
We love art in this house and artists.
So there isn't any voice requests and anything of the sort, but I have to say, obviously, I really like your character Hellruin quite a lot. See, whenever I see a character that has like blindfolds or things like that, I am a little curious to know like what his eyes look like, but maybe I guess it's part of the allure, like the mystery.
Right, it's like a character, wearing like a helmet, right? It's the same kind of idea.
Oh, I know people that love helmets.
But even without his eyes, he's so expressive with just his body language and his mouth.
Yes.
And I also appreciate that his design isn't too complicated, yet it has so many distinct features that you wouldn't misrecognize him as someone else. Like, it's so unique.
Yes.
Despite being like, on a simpler side, which is good. It makes it iconic.
I love that it says free hugs on his shirt, because I would like a free hug. All right, are we ready for the next?
Thank you for submitting your character.
Yes,
Hellruin.
Thank you so much, Hellruin.
And we look forward to hearing more about him once you decide on more of the story.
Yes, please feel free to follow up the next time. Is this me or you?
Oh, it's my turn.
Yes.
This is Sis Abaddon, created by Shit Examination.
So, the universe that Shit Examination is working on is a web novel and webtoon based on the original story. Parentheses, R18BL. They know their audience. They know that they will love that here.
So Sis Abaddon is the third prince of the pan-cosmic empire Nephadia Mundus. He's a species called a Satamir, which is best thought of it as a race that takes the best of humanity and inflates it to the extreme, then adds demonic features. Some of his monikers include the Abyssal Dragon and God Devourer. True to his moniker, his primary task is the eradication of faith. Unlike other Satamir who attack gods and destroy them, Abaddon prefers to consume them directly to destroy them. Nephadia Mundus is an empire made up primarily of Satamirs. Humans have the potential to evolve into Satamirs. However, the gods of this universe don't want their creatures, who serve them and must be replaced as appropriate, to enjoy godlike rights. In Abaddon's eyes, the gods are little more than parasites on the empire. Despite all that, Abaddon is an incredibly kind-hearted individual in private. He is one of the few Satamirs who cares about human rights, as long as it doesn't interfere with his duties, and is basically friendly towards his own kind who are not hostile. He also has a good relationship with his 3 husbands, and tends to minimize casualties in the course of his duties. Abaddon's soul is shattered by the suicide bombing of the god he was devouring. For Abaddon, whose life force is stronger than most of his kind, the damage was enough to allow him to pick up the pieces and recover, but while he was temporarily unconscious, another god captured and enslaved him. He now wants to put his shattered soul back together and reclaim his former rights, but first he must find a way to free himself from the chains and cuffs that hold his limbs.
Wow. 3 whole husbands? Good for him. I love that. What a cool character design. Obviously, looking at the reactions in chat, a lot of people really love this design. I love how grand in scale his, not only obviously his chest is really big, but look at how big his weapon is as well. And look at all of his other features. His tail, his legs. I really get the feeling of like a supernatural being beyond humans when I look at this character design, right? It's so cool.
Yeah, and Shit Examination's art is incredible. Like, you can just see all the detail in the weapon, in the armor, like in the demon features. These are not easy things to draw, right? And as a design choice, they are magnificent. They go together so well, and I think they fit right into this universe you've created, which I really want to know more about. That sounds really, really cool.
Yeah, the world building was really awesome. They also added a note in the form itself saying, like, I hope that, everything comes off right because English is not my first language. And I was like, no, this makes sense, like, totally. Like, this is an awesome story.
Wow, that's incredible.
Yeah. Thank you so much for sharing your character with us.
Yeah, thank you. And look, like, I can see more details the more I look at it. Like, look at the way the armor makes like a face.
Oh! Yeah. Right here, right?
Yeah. And there's like a helmet design on the right too.
Yes. If you like, I wish I could
there's
zoom
so
in.
much
the
cool
presentation,
stuff.
But yes. Again, I just love how large and grand all the features are, especially the weapon. Surprisingly, the first thing I don't think about is his chest. I think about how big his weapon is, because I'm trying to imagine and visualize how big the universe in that world must be, right?
Yeah, thank you for sharing your character with us.
Yeah.
And the world.
It was really awesome. Thank you. So next up, I believe I saw them in the chat earlier. We have Jirai, brought to us by Jirai12345.
So Jirai sees this character as an ideal version of themselves inspired by anime they love, including powers they would prefer to have and what actions they would do. Some characters that resonated with them include the Akatsuki group from Naruto, Virgil from Devil May Cry, Bolin from The Legend of Korra, Kalin Kessier from Yu-Gi-Oh! 5Ds, and Toshi Fujiguro from JJK. They designed their character with features that could also be easily cosplayed in real life, such as the red dyed hairstyle.
Jirai grew up in a rough environment where he developed stoicism, resilience, and toughness. One day, he decided to leave his former life behind in pursuit of a greater ambition. As a result, he formed the new wave of the Akatsuki, ready to terrorize this planet. With his cool and calm-like demeanor, Jirai is not one to be underestimated. He skips the small talk and jumps to eliminate you as quickly as possible. In contrast, if you prove yourself worthy to be a troublesome or strong fellow, he will take off his cloak and go all out. His distaste for humans allows him to show off his true destructive power that will leave the world in flames. Jirai's powers are composed of both dark and fire elements. As for tools, he carries around an indestructible scythe made of kachintite, the strongest material in the universe. His skills in combat are very ranged and allows him to get through many situations. If he loses his scythe, he can generate new weapons from his body internally. He's very fond of men, so better hope that he finds you decent enough to spare you from coming across his path of chaos and havoc, until he finally decides to solidify his goal of whether to unite, rule, or end the world. In the foreseeable future, without an ideal lover to tame him, Jirai will become cold-hearted to the absolute. After all, the more people he has to kill, the more he grows numb from his humanity. Fortunately, not all is lost as he still holds friends he secretly cares for, like Isuyami in the meantime. So we do have voice requests for this character, so let's go ahead and listen.
Why start a conversation with me when you're about to hit the grave soon? Time to show everyone in this city the true meaning of pain via destruction! I will protect Isuyami at all costs, even if that means throwing my life away!
Alright, so I love that this character specifically is so heavily inspired by Jirai's love of anime and all these different forms of media. And it's just so cool because now that we are all adults, right? We have the power and the ability to get to take all these elements that we love and create something that represents our ideal selves. And I just find that so inspirational. And a lot of us here with our characters and with aspects about ourselves in our daily lives, like they're reflected by the things that we like, right? And we take the things that we want to, make better and really use that as like a guiding force. I also really love that this design is specifically meant to be able to translate to real life and cosplay, with the hairstyle. And also another point was like the white socks and the black Vans style shoes.
Again, it just really goes to show you just how deep and personal original characters can be in terms of both like the creator's personal tastes, appearance-wise, their interests, things they like, the things they want to be, the stories they want to create. It's incredible to see different people approach this thing from so many different ways and literally like infinite possibilities out there, right? Which is the fun part about creating characters in art.
Yeah. I hope that everyone that's been sharing personas and things like that, like you guys are able to really crystallize that vision that you've had in your heads. And if you're working on one, maybe look at some things that you've been inspired by. Like if you have an anime that you really like, or if you have a game, and if there's any characters that really speak to you, and if you feel like you need a starting point, why not try referring to those? So thank you so much to Jirai for introducing Jirai to us.
Yeah, again, if you guys see any characters you think are cool from the stream, go check out their creators. I'm sure you can find more information about their characters and also larger versions of the artwork that's being shared.
Yes. All right. So, next up.
Next, we have Kalo Triumphant, created by Lork Demper or Larky D.
So, Lork has very famously been known to come up with really long-winded gag stories about his characters, and he condensed.
They're so fun to read.
Yes, we have a full version of his submission, but he also did do a condensed version for the stream. So I will share with Kiro the full version after the stream, and then if he feels comfortable sharing it, on social media afterwards, we can share that as well. But for what we have here, go ahead and take it. I guess it's me, right?
Yeah.
In regards to who this character is, Kalo Triumphant is a revenant ejected from the mists of Tyria, the setting of the video game Guild Wars 2. The quote-unquote mists of Tyria are not a weather phenomenon. They are the fabric of space and time that holds reality together, touching everything that is, was, might have been, and yet may be. Revenants are those who, willingly or otherwise, throw away a piece of themselves within the mists, making room for something else.
He's called Kaligo after his legion, which ventured into the mists decades ago in a crusade to vanquish the hateful god who dwelt there. None can recall his true name. As a forgotten soldier, the sole survivor of his legion, its name was given to him. He's called Triumphant for that same god whose head he bore aloft in his arms upon his return, and whose power it was believed now dwelt within him. None save he know that this triumph is a lie. None save he know that the hero who returned alive, a godslayer, is no hero. He is an accountant.
I really need to read the full version of this story now because it's so I can see the gag coming. But in response to that, I did record what might be going on with this character. So just go ahead and listen in, and maybe you'll understand what might be going on.
You don't deserve my body. You are weak and died to fall damage.
And you lost your body to someone who died to fall damage. You think I'm happy with this? You never brushed your teeth.
Then give it back. There can only be one.
Ugh, you don't know a thing about math either.
Oh my god, that was so much fun to do.
Lork has the best sense of humor, and he has a bunch of original characters too, but I've only like skimmed the surface of like what he has. He actually has like a lot of really cool stuff in there, and I want to learn more about them. And also, he's just so fun at delivering the character stories in such an entertaining way.
Is anyone here familiar with Guild Wars 2? Is this like a thing about like two spirits taking one body, or is this a story that he literally came up with for the stream? Because I think utilizing it for comedic effect was so smart. You played a bit?
I'm not sure. I could be wrong, but because Guild Wars 2 is an MMORPG, is the accounted part about like the player?
That's so smart. Again, it's so fun how when you're creating a character, it's not always just the visual aspects, because a lot of times you think about the art or things like that, right? But when you weave a whole story, you could take something like Jeff from accounting playing this mystical superhero in this fantasy land, right? And you can make it an absolutely crazy punchline. And that's what's so fun. It's what's so fun about being creative.
Yeah, and there's so many different mediums of doing so too, right? Like MMORPGs, your favorite video game, and you want to create a character for it, or a character, your player character in it. Art, right? Writing with other people, writing on Tumblr, right? Creating characters that way. Like there's so many different ways that you can do it, and that's really what makes it such an art.
I've also noticed that a few people have started their characters by creating them in a game, and then they evolve into something that goes beyond that, right? So I think it's a really good stepping stone for if you don't really know where to get started, make a character in a game, and maybe you'll grow attached to them, and maybe you could start thinking, oh, what if their origin was like this, right? So there are so many ways you can get started if you feel like you're lost and you don't know where to begin.
I just keep thinking about, there's like a comic, and I don't remember the exact wording of it, but it's like a Final Fantasy 14 comic where it's like, oh, I created my character as a joke and his name is Egg and Waffles, and then I became so attached to him after a couple of years. Suddenly Egg and Waffles has an amazing backstory and all this like crazy other stuff, but they refuse to change the name because they've kept the name for so long, right? Oh, and that's just so charming.
There he is. All right. We read the lore, but I'll go ahead and play the audio again since Lork just came in. Let's go ahead and give some light sticks to Lork for providing us such a fun character. All right. I'll play it one more time for you.
You don't deserve my body. You are weak and died to fall damage.
And you lost your body to someone who died to fall damage. You think I'm happy with this? You never brushed your teeth.
Then give it back. There can only be one.
Ugh, you don't know a thing about math either.
God, I had so much fun recording that.
What a fun character.
Yeah. Thank you so much, Lork, for sharing Kalo Triumphant with us. All right, are we ready for the next character?
Yeah.
This next entry is brought to us by CB. Wait, okay, he provided pronunciation. CB Feolat. CB Feolat. His character, CB.
Although this character is really just a self-insert for him, CB comes from Ireland during the Iron Age as a castaway mercenary, and he does have an idea for a VTuber fighting game, but has to learn to code it. Also, for Kieran's reference, it's pronounced Feolat. Irish, Welsh, etc. is a weird bunch of languages.
I have known CB for almost 2 years now, and every time he comes in, I'm like, how do you pronounce your name, buddy? And thank you for providing me the visual guide. Originally from a pack of wolf Feolat, editor's note, Irish werewolves, that helped protect a nearby town in exchange for shelter. And being taught to fight from an early age, CB was made into a fierce creature. Some people in the town didn't like the idea of mythical creatures of power being nearby, however, and one day, those people came to end the pack. Being told to run, he did, and lived the life of a mercenary. He also says that he has the full lore upon request, but it's long. And he's crediting the writer for the lore, Nivalier. So that's cool. Again, if you don't know how to start writing a story for your character, collab with someone. Maybe you have a friend that likes writing. You know, you can bounce off ideas off each other. But we do also have voice lines, and they're quite comedic. So let's go ahead and listen to them together.
Ah, my trusty big sword! Trademark. So, you like Yu-Gi-Oh? Watch out! Big dumb gay werewolf coming through!
Oh my god, the voice lines made me laugh when I read them.
Those are very CB coded.
They are extremely, especially right after Lork. So this is CB's VTuber character. So this is all, as far as I know, original to him. And I think it's so cool how so many different walks of life are here together today in the forms of these characters. Like CB's character is inspired by like Irish mythology. Like that is so unique to all the different characters that we've met today.
Not to mention all the like little bits of like symbolism across it, like the symbol on his leg and like the wolf tattoo, and he's got like these cool like greaves on his feet and all that stuff. Like it's so cool to see all the different things that people put on their characters.
Shout out to the Bowser like spike bracelets. Kieran, how much fun did you have voicing these? I had so much fun, but also I did everything in one sitting in 4 hours, so I'm just like, I'm gonna be on vocal rest afterwards. But
that's fair. That's fair.
Yeah, thank you so much for sharing your persona with us, CB. This was and the lines made me laugh so much.
Thank you, CB.
All right. Next up, we have Ryugan Malcolm Drake, created by Ryugan Drake. All right, we all know Ryugan's character is handsome as heck, but let's learn a little bit more about him. So Ryugan is a character that he made with the intention of being his persona, but he feels like he's become more like the character instead. A lot of the story was inspired by his life, and he hopes that one day he can give it a satisfying conclusion to bring catharsis. He was an orphan that was taken in by a tribe of people who wanted to preserve their heritage or relationship between dragons, which are almost extinct, and man. Ryugan had to grow up quickly to defend his tribe, with a friend he made called Nix Gaios, and they became mercenaries. The war ended, when both of them were fighting their last battle with the evil empire. Nix did not make it out of the battle, and Ryugan was captured and put into a prison facility that was enchanted with magic that forced him to be alive for the next 500 years. At present, he was able to escape after one final attempt as the prison's enchantment weakened over those 500 years, and finally broke free. He made it his home eventually, and in due time, went on many journeys to better understand his emotions and his hazy memories.
Ryugan is a stoic individual who was once a kind person who did a lot for the good of his people without realizing it. The loss of his friend has turned him into a stoic and blank slate when it comes to emotions and his memories. However, he's able to fight really well, mixing martial arts, parkour, and a special weapon that he has, which produces light with fiery properties, shaped whatever he desires, usually as a claymore, but can also be a katana, a bow, or even throwable projectiles. With how little he knows about himself now, he is currently journeying the world, learning how society works in a modern setting. He recalls his memories and finds himself doing certain things because he felt he had to, such as saving a person before being hit by a vehicle, or asking questions that seem strange for a human. He doesn't know why he chose to do some of these things, but they serve as a ghost of his former self, where he would start to become less and less stoic.
So we do have a voice clip that we recorded, so let's go ahead and listen.
Put your hopes aside and let faith commence. I don't know why I did that, but I know the old me would've. Stay safe. Stay vigilant.
Now, Ryugan is someone who I've had the pleasure of being friends with over the years. And we met because of the very first OC showcase that we had. And we've been friends ever since. So it's really cool to get to revisit his character here. I really love that, as we saw in other characters as well, Ryugan has made this character for us for fun, right? And then he's ended up taking so much inspiration, and he's like, changing his lifestyle to be more like the ideal character that he's created, right? And I think it's so powerful how our creativities can come from us and then help us become better versions of ourselves, right? And as someone that has actually met him in real life, like, he loves wearing headbands, and I think it's so cool how much inspiration it's like a feedback cycle, right? Using your creativity to create the character and the story, and then using that story to find something to want to make your life better.
Yeah, it's really good. Like, I mean, again, it's like characters are a reflection of ourselves, but then also what sometimes we want to be. And I think that's, really, really powerful, like, self-motivation, right? Mm-hmm. And plus, like, Ryugan has such a cool design. Again, like I said before, with some of the other designs here, like, at first glance, it doesn't look super complicated, and then you zoom in and you see all the little details in there, and there's like more new things to discover each time you look. Like, I think his tattoo on his arm, especially when like the bandages unravel, and like in some of the artwork it like glows and stuff like that too, it's really, really cool. And I know recently you got like this armored version designed as well, which is super cool. Like, yes. Look at that.
I'm gonna hide our model so
badass armor design.
I love,
like, it's so good.
Yes, I love that a lot of these designs, like, we're having alternate forms, we're exploring different ways to express our characters. He looks really cool, but I can still see the essence of Ryugan, right? With the cape, with the movements of the arms. If you look here, these two are almost mirrored images of each other, and they're not even by the same artist, right? We have the pose with the human form, with, his arm covering his cape. And then with the armored version, we have like the arm, like drawing the sheathed sword almost. But it's reflective in the body language.
And like, even like your Final Fantasy 14 character has been molded in the image of your Persona character here as well, which is super cool. Which, again, he's distinct because he looks different because he's from Final Fantasy 14, but at the same time you can tell, like, that's Ryugan, right? And I think that's so cool.
Mm-hmm. And of course, I mean, we all know you're big and beefy. I love your character so much. I think he's very yummy. That's just from me as a friend. But yeah, thank you so much for sharing him again with us. He did mention that in his backstory, there's another OC named Nyx Gaios, who is like a part of, it's a really big driving force in the character of Ryugan's inspiration. So I want to know more about Nyx next time. So he said that he was still developing that character. You better build that character up because I want to meet them soon.
Or else.
Oh, sorry.
Or else. Stay safe. Stay vigilant.
Thank you so much for sharing with us.
Thank you, Ryugan. Always a pleasure.
All right. I know that this next creator, they were here with us. I hope they're still here. We have Yuki, who is created by Deikuchu.
So this is Deikuchu's VTuber slash original story character from a world similar to Earth called Illith. It has its own timeline, advancements, rules, and growth, but it's not too far apart from humanity.
Yuki was born into a starved tribe located in the middle of the snowy oceans where wolves and sirens worked together to survive. The sirens used their voices to lure in passerby human ships to their island where the wolves then ambushed them. Yuki is a hybrid siren slash wolf and is against using his voice to kill the humans, thus rendering him an outcast away from the others. One day, he secretly saves one of the humans and becomes friends with him, taking care of him while he heals. But eventually, the human is found out and killed, sending Yuki into a rage where he gains control of the whole tribe. Eventually, he decides against killing them, as the human he took care of made him promise that he would not become like them. Yuki lets the tribe go and abandons the village. He now wanders freely throughout Illith, warning humans not to ever venture into the cold seas. Many times he still wonders if he did the right thing. Decisions and guilt always plaguing his mind. Oh my god, such a somber story.
Your voice cut out a little bit.
Oh.
Your voice cut out a little bit during like the last sentence, so maybe could you reread the last sentence?
Many times he still wonders if he did the right thing. Decisions and guilt always plaguing his mind. Wow, I would have never expected a sad story like that from a character design like this. Let's go ahead and listen to the voice clip that we have.
Why speak when all they can hear is their hunger? How do I even know if I should stop them when the village, my family, is starving? All I can hear are their screams. All of them.
The happier the art, the sadder the story is in science. I really like this story.
You did such a good job drawing his face too. I really like how it's like, it's soft, but you can see there's like something somber beneath those eyes.
Yeah.
But the colors are beautiful.
And bright. I love the contrast of the bright colors and the facial expressions. You can really see his personality.
And the little like yellow ohoge and the little blue tuft of hair on the side and the little
so
highlights.
Cute. Yes, there's a whole character sheet, so you could probably check out Deikutu's Twitter to see more details. I have to say though, I have been on record for saying this. I love that you gave him this like chest strap accessory. I love chest straps. I think every character would look great if they had chest straps. So yes. Oh, if you look closely, there is like theme colors. I do love that when you look at reference sheets that like there's so much detail even to choosing like the theme colors and things like that.
Yeah, thanks for sharing your character and the story with us. I think it sounds really cool. I want to learn more about it. So thank you.
Oh, okay. So it looks like there's lore videos on their Twitter too. So perfect. Go ahead and check out Deikutu on Twitch and on Twitter to see more. But thank you so much for sharing Yuki with us.
Yeah, thank you.
All right.
Next up, we have Cassian, created by Van Reito.
Cassian is Van Reito's Genshin Impact fan character.
Cassian is a martial artist from Liyue, well known for being friendly towards others. He loves being active and is always moving, often seen walking the streets of Liyue, talking to whoever wants to spend some time with him. He also likes to help when it's needed. In his free time, he enjoys practicing calligraphy. His grandfather taught him a bit when he was a teenager. After he passed away, the young Cassian realized it was an activity that brings peace to his heart because it makes him remember his family. He loves to see nature and to interact with it. He loves to wander alone, but also with his loved ones too. The Millith, army of Liyue, has tried to recruit him many times, but Shin doesn't really see himself in a uniform or receiving orders from other people, and has declined their offers many times. Very popular among people looking for a partner, his looks and personality brings people every day. Sadly, he has made it clear several times he's devoted to one person only.
That person was Kieran. I'm kidding. Let's go ahead and listen to the voice clips that we have for Cassian. Where are we at? There we go.
The sun rising above the sea of clouds makes me feel at peace. It makes me think, I don't need anything more. All I need is already here with me. Feeling bored, huh? Don't worry, I know exactly what'll help with that.
Oh, wait. Here we go. Here's the full version. I was like, that's not right.
The sun rising above the sea of clouds makes me feel at peace. It makes me think, I don't need anything more. All I need is already here with me. Feeling bored, huh? Don't worry, I know exactly what'll help with that. Yes, exercise! Oh. Why am I the only one smiling? I need you to be very cautious with your choices right now. Having me as a friend is great, but as an enemy, oh, I'm scared thinking about it.
There we go. I accidentally uploaded 2 files and one was incomplete.
What a good character design.
I knew you would love this character design as soon as I saw it.
Like, checks all my boxes.
Let's go ahead and hide our model so you guys can take a closer look at Von Reto's art, as well as some artwork that was made by their friends, which I'm assuming, you know, a lot of people make some OCs and share art together. So that's really cool. The formatting is also really great too.
Von Reto's art is so good.
It's really good.
Just look at that anatomy, the folds in the clothing, the hair, the expressions.
And even like the way that all of this is formatted, like it just looks so sleek and so good. Like you have a very good design sense on top of your artistic sense.
Like it's just like I'm looking at a profile for a character from an actual game, which is the intention, right? Like you even have like his character voice right there too, along with all his like stats and stuff. I love that. I'm such a sucker for that.
I'll never live up to Takashi Kondo, except I've shared a character with him before.
Oh, see, it's perfect. It's perfect.
I hope I was able to do a little bit of justice for your character, especially because you've done so much amazing artwork of me. I really want to repay the favor and hope that I can do some more OCs for you. So thank you so much for sharing.
Yeah, thank you for your character's just so cool. I can't stop staring at it. It's like,
yes.
Yeah, martial artist, got the sleeveless design, you got the chest window, you got like the pretty colors. It's like check.
Yes, please make sure you guys check out Von Reto's art on Twitter for more art, and maybe you can find the character sheet as well.
Yeah, go check them out.
All right, so next up, we have Casanova Voltater, otherwise known as Nova, brought to us by our friend Lord Azria.
So Casanova is the crown prince and heir of the throne of the kingdom of Charles, and the protagonist of a novel Cole's been writing since high school, titled Reign, set in an original fictional world that takes inspirations drawn from the world building of things like the Tales of series, Japanese culture, the Darker Shade series of novels, and more. The story follows Nova as he must face the demons that haunt him as a result of his mother's brutal death right before his eyes when he was a child, navigates a looming ignited war as a result of his childhood kidnapping, and learning the dark secrets of his father and family, all while reconciling the love he's found in the most unthinkable of places, his personal knight and guard, Ren.
I love that all of us just love that like Prince Knight ship dynamic. It's so good.
You are all among the right group of people.
Yes. Casanova is a well-educated but often underestimated prince, which has led him to developing a somewhat conceited and selfish streak. Though he is not at all arrogant, his title is just about the only power he has and is allowed to wield. The only person he trusts and considers a friend, though he would never say it publicly, is his personal knight and guard, Ren Kichiru, who he's totally not in love with, who he hand-selected after the tragic events surrounding his mother's death. He frequently struggles with the idea of what kind of king he wants to be. fearing he will just be an extension or even a puppet of his father's will. His father can be terrifying and cruel and treats him with complete indifference. However, he can still be a genuine father and show love for his son, though it is never enough. Casanova is gay, though he does not know it. One of his greatest displeasures is being forced to attend meetings with princesses of other lands as they interview and vie for his choice as a bride. He finds kinship in one such princess, Iseria, Mask of Nanshima. But when the time comes for the two of them to be physical, he realizes his eyes have only ever taken notice of one person, Ren. All right, so let's go ahead and listen to the voice lines that I've recorded for Cole. So Cole, Lord Azaria here, is also a professional voice actor, and he laid out really extensive directions for the script that he provided, and I hope that I did not do them to shit. Please don't hate me, Cole!
Princess Amira, welcome to Charles. I do hope your journey was not too unbearable. It is an honor to host the Jewel of Nanshima in our kingdom. She had the gentlest way with everything and everyone. Not a soul in this world had any ill will towards her, nor her them. Sadly, she suddenly fell very ill and was taken from us soon thereafter. Allegiance? Do not make me laugh! You are nothing but my father's weapon, a dog serving his master. My father does not respect you. You owe him out of fear. That's right! You, sir, are nothing more than a dull blade. One wielded by my father, forcing people to submit to his whim. A dog. You have been reassigned as my guard, which means you no longer work directly under him. I am your new master. Now then, be a good boy and do as you are told.
Wow, 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 wow. What a fun character. So I really love that these two pieces of artwork, the one on the left was drawn by Lord Azaria himself, and it has a date, it says June 2nd, 2011. Snaps to you for keeping and preserving work that you've done over the decades, because I have made sure to burn anything before like the year 2014 on my end. So I'm so happy that you were able to archive it and keep it. And you even got to, commission another one in the style similar to it. And it's like a full circle kind of moment, right? The Yowie's toxic, yes! That's so cool. I'm so happy that you kept that, because not many people try to keep things for that long.
Yeah, that's so cool. And I can see your character in the portrait, all the subtle little details in it. You can kind of see the side glance. There's a little bit of tiny bit of blush on the cheeks, but his expression's kind of stoic, but it's kind of you could tell there's a little bit something more behind there, right? And I can tell from the writing for the voice lines how much thought you put into this character, as well as the directions for Kieran on how to voice certain things. You've put a lot of thought into this. I can feel all your energy in this character, and it's fantastic.
Again, I think no matter what kind of creative you are, if you're an artist or a voice actor or a writer or a streamer or anything like that, we all have this sort of base in being creative, right? And we can use elements from other things that we are creative in, voice acting, right? And being able to parse scripts and synergize that with the writing style and being able to understand how to convey an emotion that you want to portray in a field that may not necessarily be resonating with all authors, right? Because you could be an author for scripts, but you may not necessarily do that if you're always working on novels. So it's cool that you have all these different aspects that you've been working in and that they're all coming together in like a story like this. I really want to see your novel get published, especially because I know you and I know that this really is encompassing everything that you like. And once again, shout out to the Tales of series, who's apparently inspired everyone here.
Excellent.
But I really hope that I was able to do a little bit of justice to your character. And if I didn't, I'm really, really, really sorry. But thank you so much for sharing Casanova with us. This was so much fun.
Yeah, thanks for sharing your character.
All right.
So next we have Satine Fiore coming to us from Satine Fiore.
Vonte, thank you so much for gifting a sub. I really appreciate it. So,
Well, thank you.
Gifted a tier 1 sub to Gerald_Incubus.
Thank you, TTS. So Satine Fiore is a fire elemental who came from another world entirely unlike ours, where magic and sorcery take hold where technology cannot. Yet those who wield magic are often ones who recite tomes, repeating runic letters that hold power authored by their forefathers. They've not yet ever encountered someone that simply waves their hands to beckon the bonfires to dance. So much so as Satine simply willed it thus mote to be. It's unheard of, unnatural, fascinating, and horrifying all at once. Such existence within this distant world or realm suffers ire and scrutiny, as if having committed a crime. This story is Satine's VTuber lore that they hope will be realized as either an animatic or a comic of sorts. They wish to use VTubing as an additional layer for the sake of interactive storytelling.
The backstory, it says here, it's written as if it were in the form of a book narration. They hold little to no recollection as to who they truly are or where they come from. They do not remember much aside from their name, what they are, and the fact that they do not belong in this world you and I call home. Residing within a realm presumably of their own making, a construct made of jagged edges we'd recognize as obsidian is where they consider home. Satine is unable to leave the realm, perhaps even considered guardian of such an ordained dimension of fiery brimstone, where once blue skies are now crested scarlet red with a sun blotted out by ink, a solar eclipse. Satine hopes to one day recall their memories, their dreams, the reasons as to why they inhabit this place is oft referred to as the Tower, and how they came to this world in the first place. Why were they asleep for so long, and how did they end up in such a hibernal state to begin with? Too many questions go unanswered, and the Ashen Baron seeks to resolve them, even if they do not fully understand the weight of that familiar yet estranged title. However, until such a day comes to pass, lost, aimless trickster spirits, the Wickeds, accompany them to make such a foreboding construct feel less empty.
All right, so I did record some voice lines, so let's go ahead and listen to those.
The lonely, thunderous bell of the Tower strikes 3. It serenades you with its siren song to beckon those forth. Will you heed its call? The Tyrant's Tower is highly sought after by pests and vermin, seeking to overthrow this usurper for what is tucked away in their concealed hoard. Long may the Baron reign!
So, as we can clearly see here, Satine really is leaning heavily into the like storytelling aspect of VTubing, and I think that is so cool because for me, obviously, I don't lean into lore too much. I think it's very obvious that I'm just a dude and I have an avatar. So I have a lot of respect for people that really commit to telling that story that they want to tell with their VTuber characters. And I hope that, you know, they are able to really go in and do that animatic or their comic because you can clearly see that they really put a lot of thought into what kind of story they want to tell. Even the voice lines, like they're just so like they're written in such a narrative drenched aspect, right? And it's so cool to see someone that's just so engrossed into this storytelling.
Plus, their character has a really, really cool design. Like, look at that artwork.
Yeah,
look at all these details.
I want to know more. I wish they were here so that we could ask them a little bit more, but there's so much that we can learn just like visually from the character design. The lore is so interesting. I also really love that they were able to weave in their community. It says the Wickeds are their community name, I'm assuming.
Yeah, that's what it sounds like.
That they were able to make that actually compliant with the story that they want to tell. But this is a really cool. Yes.
The hair, the way it's like, like it's flame wreathed hair, and then also like the flame up like the side of the leg and all the other decals. It's really cool.
I love that because obviously this is a fire themed character. I love that they don't just stick with red, like they have that contrast with like the blue straps. It really adds a different sort of visual appeal that you wouldn't see in all sorts of fire characters, so that really makes them unique.
Yeah, and that artwork on the right is gorgeous. The style for that hair coloring is really unique. I've never seen something like that.
Let me hide our model so we can see. No, this is a really stunning character design. Thank you so much for sharing it with us, Satine.
Thank you.
Yeah, hopefully, it looks like their socials are all Satine Fiore, so if they're on Twitch, check them out on Twitch. And if they're on Twitter, check them out on Twitter. But thank you so much for sharing your design with us. All right. Next up, we have Maxwell, who is brought to us by our friend Gardly Guard.
So Maxwell is from Guard's indie pet project called Only a Mask. It's basically a side project for them and their two other friends who like experimental serialized media and villains. They're currently pitching it right now as a free web fiction story about two friends and their lives as supervillain henchmen. Although they all have really busy schedules, they're trying to work on a little more animated storyboard shorts with limited animation and voices. Guard specifically also tries to update everything on the website side of things still, so there's some info that's out of date right now if you look up their project.
So Maxwell is a confident pretty boy type in appearance, but shy in personality. Due to his own trust issues and the fear of using his mysterious psychic powers, as seen in the meme picture, Maxwell doesn't like making new relationships. The ones he does keep, however, are quite strong, such as his bond with his childhood friend Sam. Being a former stagehand, Maxwell learned to tackle problems with both adaptation and quick planning, and hopes to utilize those skills to better himself in his new and dubious career path as a henchman. Though he generally acts polite, that doesn't mean he's not a fan of gossip or saying something nasty behind someone's back. So we don't have any voice clips requested, so let's go ahead and hide our models and you guys can see the full scale of the character sheet as well as the meme because you guys literally quoted it today. It says, "Aw, little guy." Oh, he's a little bit fucked up actually.
I love that type of thing where it's like the character in the pictures, in the two pictures in the bottom left there, like it's not like his outfit significantly changes or anything between that, but just like the body language and like his abilities coming out and like just that alone really conveys so much about his character, right? Those changes between the two of them, despite not necessarily being like a total physical change. It's in the body language, it's in the expression, it's in the pose, it's in the way it's being portrayed. And I think that's great storytelling.
And of course, the most important detail that we have to check out, if you read the character sheet, you might see two little flags next to Maxwell's name. And I just think that what's really, 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 really important, especially as a queer community, to really use this opportunity to create characters that represent ourselves, our people in our community, in ways that popular media isn't necessarily always providing, right? And sometimes it has to come into our own hands, whether it's, a sexuality, a gender identity, or a culture, right? As we saw previously, we saw underrepresented cultures represented in some of these characters. And I think that's what's really cool about having an original character is that you're not beholden to like a corporation and what they want you to create, right? You are able to create based off what you want to see in the world.
Even his eye color goes along with the flag
yes, it
color
does,
too,
actually,
which is really cool.
Because the pink is used as like a shade. That's so cool.
Plus the outfit from like the bit we see here, looks really cool.
Yes, you guys can check out Only a Mask. Yeah, no, I there's so much that, and these are all points that I was not even thinking about until like I see it right now on stream. So like it's really cool how we're all able to just pick up so many different aspects from all these characters. Thank you so much for sharing us, Guard. All right, we have one last character tonight, so let's go ahead, get some light sticks, and celebrate our final character for the evening.
And this character is Conrad, coming to us from Luke Aurora, or Twilight Red Mage, who is here in the chat with us.
All right, so Conrad started as Luke's very first D&D character, but he later ended up using him in other things as well, such as Final Fantasy XIV and other games. He also started a story about him. In D&D though, he's a light domain cleric and an ASMR. I have to say, I know it's like ASMR, I always think ASMR.
He is an ASMR.
He is an ASMR.
Conrad was initially found by a group of priests of Lathander, unconscious and dying from burns on the side of the road alongside the body of his mother. The clerics were able to use their magic to save his life, but when he woke he had no memory of anything before the attack by a cabal of mages who seemed to be after him. Left adrift with no connections, possessions, or memories, he was consumed by despair, letting each day pass aimlessly as he futilely wandered where he was supposed to belong. That all changed the first time he used magic. Producing a small light in his hand, it was revealed he had been blessed by Lathander, the god of birth, renewal, dawn, and spring. He was now a cleric like the ones who saved him that day. Finally finding purpose for himself, he eagerly joined the priesthood, taking on the name Conrad, and has since been learning to use his divine magic to repay Lathander's kindness, and more importantly, keep others safe and banish darkness and cruelty wherever he might find it. Though shy and riddled with anxiety, Conrad has grown into a very kind and sweet young man eager to help others, but not so good at helping himself. He still struggles with guilt over what happened to his mother, believing the incident to be his own fault, and as such holds himself responsible for others' safety. Also, despite his meek first impression, he is intolerant of evil and fiercely protective of others, showing a surprisingly incandescent rage when faced with cruelty.
All right, so we have a voice clip, so let's go ahead and listen to the final voice clip of the evening.
It's okay. It may hurt now, but it won't forever. No matter how long and cold the night may be, it will always end.
Luke, I am so happy that you were able to submit your character, because I know that you were like, I don't know if I should, I don't have anything prepared. And I was like, no, do it. We want to see him again. And I'm so glad that you did, because I love seeing the artwork. I love hearing the story, and especially rehashing it, because it's been so long since I last heard it. And I'm sure that he's evolved so much since then too, especially because you've started streaming yourself, right?
Yeah, and I think like it's really cool to see, because I've also had the pleasure of seeing Conrad kind of evolve over time from like, your like Final Fantasy XIV character and their various iterations, and then your D&D, and then making him to an OC. And, moving into getting artwork for him as well, and getting different designs for him, and really, embracing the things that you enjoy and putting them into a manifestation of your character. And I think that's amazing. And thank you so much for sharing him with us.
As a former Red Mage main, I just gotta say, I love him because I love Red Mages. I love their aesthetics, their sense of flair. The rapier is an awesome weapon. And I love that he's just really leaning into that red aesthetic, but still being unique in his own, like with the amulet that he's wearing by his cape. And especially weaving in the D&D storylines. If I remember right, Asimers are like the winged people, almost like they're like angel or like feather folk sorts of people. So, I mean, it's not in this artwork, but if it's the D&D character, I'm assuming he has those aspects, right? It really befits like the image that I can envision of him. Part celestial. Okay, cool. Part ASMR. But I'm really happy that you were able to submit him. If you're ever feeling hesitant about whether or not you should submit to a stream like this, do it. do it, because we want to see, you know, there are so many people here that may not know who Conrad is and may not know who your characters are. So the next time that we have something like this, if you're on the fence, I highly encourage you to join us, because I had so much fun meeting all these characters.
Plus, I think like your characters and your art and your stories are all already an extension of creativity, but to share it with others, like that's like where the magic happens, you know?
This was so awesome. Let's get one final round of light sticks for Luke. Thank you so much for sharing Conrad with us.
Thank you.
Let me go ahead and send some my way too. There we go. So, this concludes our original character showcase for today. Thank you guys so much for sharing all of your OCs with us. This was so fun. I really hope that you guys were able to enjoy. Again, if I misrepresented any of your characters in any way, I am so sorry. But I hope that I was able to get things through. I hope you guys enjoyed listening to the voice clips. You know, if this was your if I was able to bring your characters to life, I am very honored and grateful for that. And thank you to Kiro for joining me on this, because I've been passionate about original characters, but it's only grown so much more because of how passionate you are with OCs, even more than me.
Well, thank you for having me. It's always a pleasure, and it's fun to see what everyone's come up with and their creativity. But also, like, you work so hard on this. Like, you took all the Google forms, you recondensed them into like shorter readable segments, you put them onto a slideshow, you double checked everyone's art, you went to their pages to make sure they were like 18 plus, you recorded the voice clips for it. You put so much into this stream. I just showed up, man. So you guys, on Saturday, you have to make sure to say happy birthday to Kieran and check out his stream on Saturday as well, because he has a lot of fun stuff planned for you guys. And all your appreciation. You Konstellations, you're amazing.
I mean, this was like, you know, this was a gift for me, honestly, because it's no secret. Like, for me personally, it's my little selfish desire to help people make their characters come to life. So I love seeing people be like, oh my god, that's my character, like when I get to record for them. And I really hope that you guys had little moments like that today. And if for any reason, like, you need me to do a retake for some of your lines or anything like that, feel free to let me know on Twitter or on Blue Sky or on our Discord server. Let me go ahead and now share the link to the Google Drive folder. Ahaku, thank you so much for gifting 5 subs. I really appreciate it.
Thank you.
So if you guys would like to download your voice clips, again, please promise me that you guys will not use this for any nefarious means. You guys will not monetize off it, and especially please do not feed it into any sort of generative AI. As you guys know, I'm super against it. So I am sharing this in good faith that you guys, you know, will keep it for yourselves to listen to whenever you want. But here is the link with everyone's audio files. Obviously, be respectful and only download your own. Feel free to share it with your friends. You know, I just ask, don't make like a product off of it, and don't make AI.
Yeah, don't make that shmoney.
Because like, this was a labor of love, and you know, if eventually you would like to work with me in the future, the avenues will be open. But you know, this was all for fun, right? Is there any way we can share our stories, written work, comics, etc. from our OCs in the Discord? So, if you guys are on our Discord server, there is a channel where you guys can share artwork. If you guys want, I don't think we have a channel for OCs yet. If you guys want one, we can add one. I have to find a way to make sure that, like, you know, it could be like a forum style kind of deal, so that way no one's drowning each other out with, like, you know, when they're sharing and stuff. But I had so much fun doing this today. This was this was so great. Like, I am honestly astounded at how many people chose to share their characters with us. Again, we had like 50 submissions, and that is more than the last time, because the last time we think we had like around 30 or so.
Yeah, I think it was just around 30.
So thank you so much for being brave enough to share. Thank you for trusting your characters with me and Hero. And thank you for being good sports and sharing all the love and positivity with each other. This was such a pleasure. I really, I mean, would you guys want to have another one? This is a question. Would you guys like to have another one?
The answer is yes.
I mean, we didn't even share our own OCs, so I need to know more about Kiro's, because Kiro has a lot of OCs that you guys can learn about on kirostyle.net.
Well, but today is all about you.
And I had no OCs to show.
Well, you plural.
Yes, you all. I'd love to have another one. Here's some. Oh no, Andrew, I'm so sorry. Yes, so the next time that we open a form, the next time that we have a form, feel free to reach out and ask me if your submission was able to go through. And again, if you guys were not able to have your OCs show today, please be sure to read the instructions and follow them, because if it's difficult for me to, like, you know, try to find any artists or anything like that, I don't feel comfortable showing any artwork if I don't know who to give credit to, because it just doesn't feel right? Especially, like, you know, with the threat of things like AI and whatnot. So again, I apologize if I was not able to show your OC today, but next time, you know, reach out, let me know if you submitted, and maybe, you know, if there's any issues with like formatting, or if I don't know who to give credit to, I'll reach out back to you guys. But either way, thank you all for being here today. I greatly appreciate it. Hero, what do you have planned for the next OC stream? All OCs must be kissing Hero? Oh
no, that says Kieran.
Oh wow, I'm dyslexia, because Curtis's last message says Hero. Is it okay if the info might be similar? So the next time that we have this, you are welcome to submit your same character again if you've updated any information about the lore or whatnot. Because the last time that we had this stream, it did not end up getting archived. So that's why I allowed repeat submissions today. So the next time, I'm gonna ask that if you share again, to share either a different character or bring in your same character if there's something new that you want to bring in. Just so that, you know, we have spotlights on something different, right?
Yeah, keep things fresh.
But yes. So I will see you guys tomorrow. I had Fire Emblem scheduled, but I've been watching Kiro play Clair Obscure Expedition 33, and I went on an entire hour-long drive to buy that game. So I think I might start a playthrough of it tomorrow as well. But Hero, what are you planning on doing for the rest of this week?
Well, on Saturday, I'm celebrating my best friend's birthday on his channel playing Repo, so you gotta go check him out.
Okay, but what are you doing, like, tomorrow, Thursday, or Friday?
Not important.
He will be playing Expedition 33 as well, so please make sure you check him out. Of course, follow Kiro on all of his socials. Kiro Style TV on Twitch. Kiro Style TV on Twitch. Not Kiro Style, because that is not Kiro. That is someone else who is apparently a World of Warcraft streamer. As well as Kiro Style on Twitter. If you guys want to keep up with me, feel free to join us on the socials on Twitter, YouTube, TikTok, and Blue Sky at Atelier Kieran. If you guys would like to join our Discord server, the link is available down there. Anyone is welcome to join as long as you guys are over the age of 18. But you guys need to be adults if you're watching my stream. Or else. Alright, we are not going to go ahead and raid today. We're just going to go ahead and call it here. So, I hope that you guys have a great evening. But before I let you go, Kiro, do you have any final words you would like to say?
Thanks again for sharing all your characters, and we look forward to the next time. Keep your eyes out.
Yes, please look forward to it. And if it's not from me, Kiro does have a series called Fight or Flight. It's a little bit different from this sort of series where it's less about showing the backstory and lore or extensively, but more about introducing your character in like sort of like a speed dating almost-esque style, so that you can like put you guys in different categories for like if you guys were in like a martial arts match together, or if you guys were doing a snowball fight. So that's a fun little twist. I think it's also a very positive way to have something like that without it being like a smash or pass or like a tier list of like this character's better than this character or whatever. So please look forward to the next one when he has them. I think he wants to do them like every 6 months or so.
Yeah, we'll go for about 6 months, give or take.
As for our OC showcase, I don't know how often I want to have them just yet. Maybe once a season or so, but either way, I will let you guys know. And I will give more time's notice because I know that some people were really crunched for time, so I will do my best for the next one. But before I let you go, no matter where you may be, I hope that you can continue to stay happy, share love and joy with yourself and the people around you, and most importantly, stay true to yourself. Otsu Kieran! Bye-bye! Bye-bye! You can say bye, Kiro.
Bye. I wasn't sure if they could hear me.
Yeah, they can hear you. Bye!
Bye.
Thank you, guys. Bye!